This is Mad Apple Xstream, live from the Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company in Appleton, Wisconsin. Get ready for the extreme in pool entertainment. Welcome to the King of the Hill.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. It's the Stone Mason, Mason Cook, in the booth with Potting Penglace.
With me, that's right. Hello, how are you, Mace?
Good buddy. It's been a while.
That we've been in the box together?
It's been a while since I talked to you in general, I think.
Yeah,
but
we don't talk, except for when we're forced to in the box.
Yeah. Lyle Goebel, Kern King. Ready to go.
Looking, we've got the thumbs up.
Yeah. I say ready to go, but I'm not quite sure.
I should turn the volume on my phone down too. Well, great. We've got a King of the Hill match. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for popping in. Again, taking up your Friday night to watch the dramatic events unfold. That is the King of the Hill.
Well, all right. I got some information.
Hello, Chris. What's that?
Hey, MH and Mason.
Hello, sir.
The Stone Mason. By the way, I watched you at the U.S. Open there. That was pretty cool.
Thank you.
Especially the one in Michigan. That was awesome.
Yes, it was.
So they're playing 9-ball, BCAPL rules, cue ball fouls only.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Lyle's
Sure.
making a dash for the commentary box.
Uh-oh.
All right, just a quick shout out to Lyle's 3 granddaughters, Kyle's kids, Aubrey, Addie, and Livy. Hopefully you enjoy the match.
Thank you,
Awesome, Lyle.
Lyle.
So where was I? 9-ball, race to 20, BCAPL, cue ball fouls only. 3 foul rule is in effect. That's a little different. No concession, right? They obviously want to finish the match, and it's winner breaks.
Right, and that's a Mad Apple rule. No concession of a rack. You have to shoot the last ball, even if it's a hanger.
So that should be it. I'm gonna.
But they chose 3 foul rule.
Yeah, on 9-ball too.
9-ball.
Right. Interesting.
Good. I like 9-ball better than 10-ball. I know.
Why? Why
No
do
one else
you?
does.
I'm curious.
It's more exciting. You go for more interesting shots.
I like handball.
Two-way,
Oh,
shots with more than one.
that's
with
right.
more than one outcome.
Loves the 2 ways.
Well, it's like in 3-cushion billiards. They always say when you're playing a 3-railer, make sure you hit it hard enough just in case it goes 5 rails instead. Right?
That's good. Good quote. Good quote there.
And 9-ball's kind of the same. And so on some shots, and so on average.
Nice cut there by Lyle. Bump the 3.
That's perfect, yeah. You shoot harder shots on average in 9-ball, or at least on some of them, which affects the average.
Interesting point of view, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got...
And sorry to interrupt you there, as you were just about to say something very important. Go ahead, you first.
Well, I was going to talk about our layout here, and that 4 ball looks kind of iffy.
Yeah. And now this is the shot right here.
Yeah.
This is the one shot in this rack.
Right.
The difference between.
It definitely is kind of that.
I mean, does the
make or break scenario.
Go past the 5, or is it pretty small? I guess it does go, right? You just play to get on this. What's the plan? Or bank it maybe.
Yeah, I think you draw back.
Yeah,
you try to get onto the rail with the 4. Yeah.
He just showed you his cue. He's going to sneak in between the 6 and the 7 is the plan. Oh, that side. That's fine. Now he wishes he hadn't pointed to the table and told us. No, he couldn't.
Well, this is kind of
good.
Not enough though. You're going to be jacked up over the 7. Still a favorite to make the ball, but kind of uncomfortable for the first rack, in my opinion.
A tester.
Yeah, I think right off the bat.
Yeah, the difficult bridging.
Kind of the way it's sitting, that point becomes very concerning. That you might just cut it into the point.
Well,
and Lyle hit it beautifully.
Struck really well.
Yeah.
It's not automatic 6 to the 7 because the 9-ball's in the way.
Yeah, I like to really just rely on the distance here. I don't know if that's my kind of 9-foot type scenario, but I would just stop it and not try to get too fancy with it. Maybe draw it back just a little bit. Or follow.
Then you just play what? You could play Okay, well, he's got an angle.
Yeah.
Or
so
maybe not. He's drifting out. He could play a
It's-
stop shot or stay down there for a long 7. I mean, are you trying to come out and shoot the...
he could. I think Lyle will come out here. I
Shoot.
think he can kind of cheat the pocket a little bit.
Shoot the 7 in the same pocket as the 6?
I think that's possible. I think
Okay.
that's the goal,
In
but
some ways, it's simpler just to gently roll this 6 ball in and have a
Yeah.
nice long straight shot on the 7.
yeah, totally. I think that's a great option. You might see him do it.
Just draw straight
Yeah,
to
and
the
that's
side
the
rail,
shot that I
bounce out, makes
expected
it-
Lyle to shoot.
And you start shooting shots like that, you start feeling confident.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Mizrak said that. He said, when you're kind of struggling in the middle of the match, he relies on draw shots to get his confidence back.
Really?
Yeah.
Steve Davis.
Steve Mizrak.
Steve Mizrak?
Steve Mizrak said that.
The Miz. He's got that iconic, what is it, beer commercial? You know what I'm talking?
With the Massey.
Yeah, where he does the trick shot that lines up with the...
Yeah, I read about it. I don't think I've seen it, but he said that he showed the TV people. What he
Ooh,
was-
uh-oh. His body was in the way. We had to watch
Oh.
the top camera on that one to
There you go.
see it go in.
So that's it. Lyle's playing really good,
Yeah.
7 out of 8 shots.
Right.
And he's obviously striking the ball well. The other shots he shot show that he's,
Right.
knows what he's doing.
Oh, totally.
Um,
Lyle's such a experienced player. I mean...
He let himself shoot that one straight into the side pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's...
Sometimes it's just a planning fault, and you kind of...
I think that's what that was, yeah. Looking for chalk.
Oh.
I noticed that when we had our high school class in yesterday. Was that yesterday? I don't know how time works, but I think it was yesterday.
Okay, well, there's a whole box of it in the pro shop
I went and grabbed a few pieces, but
Yeah.
I couldn't find the big box.
Yeah,
I only
it's right
saw a
on-
small one.
underneath
Oh, okay.
in the glass cabinet, yeah.
Well, ball in hand
Oh, he's
here.
going around, isn't he? Following 3 rails. I was wondering why he had
Yeah,
to
it's
think of that.
interesting.
I'd be drawing, wouldn't you?
I would also, yeah.
That works just as well, and you shoot the shot, you feel good about.
Right. They do have a saying too. They say, "Draw for show, roll for the dough."
Yep.
Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I have, yeah. And obviously draw shots, you have to time them right, otherwise the speed is wrong. With follow shots, there's a natural thing that because balls end up rolling, that's a quantified exact amount of topspin on every shot. And the table makes it consistent because eventually any skid wears off and it's rolling. And if a ball's rolling, it's an exact amount of follow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That means you can find that rolling ball and that consistent amount of follow easily at any time. It just happens naturally because of the drag on the cloth. Whereas draw shots, it's all kind of guesswork and timing. Not necessarily, I don't really mean guesswork, but I mean the amount of draw
Right, because
is
it's
something you really have to feel. Whereas the follow shots take care of themselves.
Thank you, Rick White. Super chat donated to our junior players. Good break, a little cluster, but he made the ball. That's always
And
I think if I like to recognize a successful break for me. I
Sure.
don't know if that's the
And this is actually a good little lie for him. It looks like a problem, but he's got a nice little angle on this one ball, and his very first shot here drift over nicely, beautifully for the 2 ball.
I'm gonna take a look at
And
if we can see a better angle that way.
And he's
Looks pretty tight, doesn't it?
yeah, he's just got a little bit more angle than he likes here, but he obviously does go because he played for it. But now he's
Right.
yeah. The problem, and maybe it didn't go. Maybe he was always playing that safety, but it looked like he played on it. But at least he didn't hook himself on it.
Interesting.
But actually, I think the reason, if it did go, the reason he didn't shoot it there is because the cue ball had just rolled into the dark side of the sun, as it were, behind the 7, and he would have hooked himself on the 3.
Mm-hmm.
But he's played a very nice safety there. Judge that well. And presumably Lyle's going to call the 3 ball. Oh, you don't call anything. It's 9 ball.
Right.
That's what I like about this game. You know what? None of that. You don't have to say anything. Just give it a whack or a tap. No. That didn't really work out for Lyle.
No.
Kendall's liking this shot, I think.
Not this one, though.
Well, yeah, it's tough, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, for
Controlling
sure.
that. But it's okay. Stay in control.
Ooh, I don't think that hit. Yeah, it didn't make contact there.
Well, Lyle's happy now to get back to the table there. Kendall could have... it looked like that was shaping up to be a nice little... You know, he played a couple of safeties there and controlled it, but this one gave it right back.
That's a nice little draw shot there.
So presumably he just wants to get straight on the 6 and play a stop shot on the 6.
Right.
Play the 7 in the side. Is that how you do it, or if you...
I think that's the most simple route.
Yeah.
The interesting thing for me about bar table,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you start taking the less simple route sometimes because you think you're like Superman. Like, I can draw it around the entire table and, you know,
Sure.
bump this ball.
And why not?
It's
It
just,
depends
I
who-
think it starts to roll you into a bad zone. I think that it's really not the best thing to do
Well,
in a general sense.
I think sometimes you take shots like that because they make your position simpler, or there's just some other little reason that you prefer to go that way.
Sometimes.
And you don't have to be afraid of those shots, and if you're banging them in and making them,
Right.
why not? And I know common wisdom says try and do things the simple way, but if you do that your whole life, you never learn those other shots.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. You know how I am with aggression. I'm
And
not.
it's different. Obviously, if you're at the final of the World Championship, you're going to do what you think the best thing is to
Yeah.
win. But in most of people's up and coming playing, you should not be afraid to shoot those shots.
Right.
Go for it, because that's
Yeah,
how
I
you
think
that's
that's
how
good
you learn.
advice, Mitch. I like to say that as well with anybody that's kind of trying to learn is the, you know, I always hated people saying play safes and this and that, and there's so many positive spots
Oh.
for it.
There's only one type of safety shot that's absolutely 100% safe, and that's the ones where you shoot the balls into the hole and get out and don't let him shoot.
Right. And so like you said, you learn from the aggressive nature of it. You know, you learn from what the cue ball reacts like off the rail with this amount of spin, and then you can dial it down. But to try and dial it up when you've never done it before,
Yeah. People think that if you shoot long enough, you'll shoot all the shots, but because you always make generally the same kind of decisions in the same kind of positions,
right?
there's certain shots you will never ever shoot. It's not gonna come randomly in the middle of a game.
Right.
You actually think about it.
Yeah.
And choose to do it one time, but
Right. So that was a good cleanup Lyle got on the second rack. Good looking break there. Let's see the layout here.
well, just like the last rack, just got a clean shot on the first ball, and really the only major problem on the 2 ball.
Getting back to the 2, yeah, it's kind of this first shot that's really got Lyle needing to figure out his work.
But really, you'd probably just have to bear down and make a sort of a cut shot on this too, right? From
Yeah,
somewhere close to where the 3 ball is. Just draw into the back of the 3 and sort of stay there.
right. That's not a bad choice. Sometimes I like to play even like weird safeties here just for the point of the difficulty of getting back.
Yeah.
Did he land great off
Wow.
of that?
That's quite remarkable. That shot was fraught with danger.
Totally.
And let's have him shoot it 10 times and see if he comes out good, 5 of them.
Let's take a look quick just at this angle before he walks.
You definitely don't plan to play position
front.
off 2 points in the corner. Good news is he didn't scratch. He hit it too hard, really. If it hit the end rail, he would have bounced up and hooked himself behind the 8.
Right.
Because you had to hit that with lag perfect speed.
Oh, and it just barely bobbled out.
Yeah, that's a good shot. We're actually... Kendall was... he came into the back room where we were, and we were talking about a shot similar to that last one where he just wanted to get the...
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Bad miscue there.
Now, right before the match, he came in and said, hey, can you take the mushroom off my cue?
Uh-oh.
I spun it. Now, reshape the surface. Didn't put any chalk on, so yeah, hopefully he's chalked it a lot.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But didn't do much to it other than just sort of trim the edge of it and touch the front face with sandpaper.
It's kind of tough there, though. Nice little drift down shot there by Lyle. Hit that good.
So, very angle critical this, isn't it? But it looks like he's got just a little cut to the left, so follow-y stun with right-hand spin. Question mark?
Follow-y stun.
Follow-y
I'm going to second you.
Follow-y stun,
Yeah,
follow-y stun with
absolutely.
right-hand spin. Stun run through.
By
he's gone
God,
the
he
other-
might be right.
Well, no, that's more of just a follow, yeah. I was actually thinking the other side and stunning down, but
Ooh.
I think the way he played it is probably the more simple.
Definitely.
But, either way.
Either way.
His, followed the rule of thumb, which is, don't cut across your target zones. He bumped off that second rail, traveling right towards his shot. He actually did it a little hard, but because he was on the line, he was still fine. He's close to it. The stun shot that I was talking about, the speed has to be right. Just to drift down the side rail and shoot the 9-ball in the other pocket.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of been two bad openers there
There you
for
go.
Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall's got his scuffer now there. But definitely, there's a couple of different reasons why you can miscue. One, of course, is you just hit too far away from the center of the ball. And obviously, even if you don't, and the chalk doesn't quite do its job and it's slidey, you can still miscue.
Very slidey.
But whatever the reason, when you miscue, it actually burns the tip. It's hard to imagine that in such a tiny amount of time it gets that hot. but it
Right,
does.
right.
Take a look at your cue next time you miscue. There's a little brown mark and there's a heat burn, and it makes it shinier. So because it makes it shinier, when you miscue, it makes it more likely that you're going to miscue again.
Mm-hmm.
So let that be a warning to you, and that's why after you miscue, everybody starts going crazy with the
Right. Do you think that
shaper
you
and-
can clip off this one and bump the 2 in a controlled way to
I thought so, yeah. That's what I
Get
was
the
thinking.
shape.
Just push forward and end up underneath the
Right.
pink, I think, for a cut on the 3. Oh, no, you 2, of course. You're pushing the...
right? You're kind of pushing
gently
it,
control the 2.
right?
Yeah, didn't work
Yeah,
out.
that didn't turn out
Nice.
for him.
Still got an edge, so there may be a nice creative safety here if he can figure out what it is. And if he gets the speed right here...
Nice speed. He hit it good. What's up,
He's
Patrick?
asking a question of Kendall. And Kendall's still looking at his tip, and definitely
Yeah, well,
gives it a good old chalk.
the scenario now is you're concerned you're going to miscue every single shot.
Right.
Now. Yeah. Patrick Glynn says, "What's up, boys?
Hello, Patrick.
MH, are you going to be around in the pro shop this weekend by any chance for a Q-tip repair?"
You betcha.
I hope so.
I hope so.
That was a good little hit there.
Yep.
I'm not sure that he got away with it.
Yeah, the billiards god said, you know what, let's just give Lyle a gentle, easy roll-in shot here.
It's kind of hard to tell. We're going to take a look at this overhead again.
Yeah,
You think that goes in there?
it goes.
Lyle's really looking at it here.
It's one of those ones where you don't want the natural cut of the... You don't want the cut-induced throw because it's going the wrong way.
Right.
So you want to use outside English.
Right. Yep, so he opts for the safety. That's a
Yep.
smarter choice
Okay.
for sure.
He didn't like the way that looked.
Right.
The other thing about that is to hit that ball, you kind of have to roll it in dead weight, and that's not what you wanted to do for position. So it's no good if you didn't hit it hard enough to bounce off the rail and get a shot on the 3.
Right.
But this is tricky. This is like luring you to scratch. Can he get... Yeah, I thought so. Just clip the 3 ball.
Oh, really? Another bad foul, really.
Another.
Not good starts.
Calling these fouls on himself.
Yeah, that's nice. You wouldn't expect much different
Of
from...
course.
Yeah, so now he's looking at setting this up here and shooting it in the side, just drifting the cue ball forward a little bit, right? Do you try to leave an angle for the cue ball to the 3 where you're going to come up one rail again, or do you want to just get straight on the 3 and stop it?
I'd have a tendency to stop it because that's pretty much a nice little angle on the 4 if you do that.
Yeah, you like that angle already?
Well, I mean, yes. And, of course, as much as you can tell without getting down off the table.
I think it's not bad for sure.
And then when you're shooting the 4, dance around the 5 ball, and the 5 ball goes in the same pocket as the 4.
Right.
Well, it's drawn back. I think he was trying to do what you were saying about the previous shot, where you just want an angle to roll to the end rail and bounce out, but he hasn't really got enough angle to make that natural, has he?
No, it's almost like you said in the last track, you might want to leave it down and take the longer ball on the 5.
Shoot the 5 into the long pocket.
Right, kind of just slow roll this in,
yeah,
bump it off the rail enough.
Well,
That's an interesting choice.
you think he was playing for the side pocket there?
I
I think he hit it too
not
hard for that.
particularly.
No,
Yeah.
I think he hit that way soft and was trying to go up tabling. Got something confused with the spin there.
Yeah.
Not sure. I'll have to ask him later.
Do you ever remember when you say, "I'll have to ask him later"? Do you remember?
I remember at one time, man.
I've got the memory of an elephant. This is one time I went to the zoo and I saw an elephant.
Nice. That's good. That's good. Obi-Wan has taught you well.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, Lyle hit a great shot into that side pocket. I wasn't quite sure that it was...
Yeah. And he may have just
available.
He was probably playing for the 5 anyway.
Think so? Yeah, I suppose if he came that far out. Far out, man.
Dance around the back of the 9 ball.
Just like that.
That'll do. He's kind of
That'll do.
just far enough where he can just roll it gently in. You don't really want to roll it gently in, but I think that's what he's got to do now just because of the angle he's given himself there.
Yeah.
The cue ball will just get to the rail and pop off a little bit. But he's right on the rail here, so I mean it is a tester shot. You've really got to focus on aiming that right. And so
Totally.
He liked to hit it harder than that. You wouldn't have wanted to hit that soft to stay, would you? So he went to the other side.
All right. And with that win, we'll take a look at little closer look at Lyle Goebel.
And his unique grip.
Yeah, I've seen a couple comments in there about it.
Yep.
People saying not, here's Randy. He says he's not condemning it or criticizing, just he's never seen it. From talking with him, I believe it's just from, playing as a kid. And kind of that's the adjustment that was made as
When
he
I was
grew.
talking to him, and I don't know if he'd had much to drink at that point, he was, saying that's the correct way and everybody should do it.
Yeah, I know he's a big supporter of doing it. He's not afraid to be different in that way. He actually embraces it. He likes it. But also the stats here, his favorite player is Shane Van Boning. Lyle is from Fond du Lac. He's 608 Fargo. And he's playing with the McDermott cue, but a Wheat State shaft.
And what about the tip? Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Kamui Black.
a soft. Is that a common tip? Do people get that one?
It's a very common one, and also probably not quite as common as the Kamui Black Super Soft.
Is it really? That's
Yeah.
more common, you'd say.
Yeah, that's the most.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the How tips are very popular. Predator Victory Softs are very popular.
Mm-hmm. MH, as we all know, is the manager here at the Mad Apple for the Pro Shop.
And Kendall could have any tip he wants. Do you know what tip Kendall's using on his?
I think he switched to a La Pro now. Is that right?
He's got a La Pro with a little brown spot on it.
Wow.
A La Pro with a little brown burn mark on it.
That was a good little safety there by Lyle. He played it nice and sweet. Got the cue ball on the rail.
Good hit.
Yeah, good return there.
How's your luck?
Pretty good.
Yeah, what
You
comes
know.
around goes around. He was due a little bit. Kyle got some good rolls before.
Right. Those are the moments where
And
if you feel you have been getting unlucky, you kind of start to. That's a tester.
Yeah.
If you're really going to be unbelievably
And-
unlucky or not.
And here's what makes 9-ball different from 10-ball. So you hit this one ball and you give it a whack, right? Or not, off one rail or
Right.
behind off two rails. But you wouldn't do that in 10-ball, would you?
No, you'd hit it a lot softer
You'd
for
try and
sure.
be playing for some.
Or you
Let's say
you
you
might
try
hit
and
a
be
little
nudging the-
harder, and then
Yeah.
you try to split it like this
Kick it out.
naturally did. You know.
Right. Kick it and bank it so that the 2 and the 7 get in the way or something
Right.
like that. But really, even the shot where you're hitting it harder to hoping to make it, that can also go safe.
Yes.
So you don't lose much, I think, by trying it. So in bar table 9-ball, I'm not saying for really good players who pick off everything and control everything perfectly,
Right.
but there's a certain level of player that I know about where playing those offensive sort of
Nice shot.
shots where you're rolling the dice a little bit.
Yeah.
And the better you get, the less dice you have to roll.
Right.
Now this is a key shot here. Going to see a good stroke here from Kendall.
Oh, or not. Yeah, he's really got to get those ones if he's going to expect to win. Being down 3-1, too, that's tough. So I noticed a new subscriber flash across the screen there for a second. Thank you. And reminder that if you'd like to chat with us in the chat, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can then commentate with us.
Well, for the Lyle fans out there, at least he didn't hook himself behind the 8. He's got a good clean hit on this 3-ball, which means he has a chance to play a good safety.
Yeah, it's tough to see again from this
And
angle, but
He got his line wrong.
did he
He,
get
he
it?
was trying to get behind those balls, but it almost looks like the edge of the 9 is in the way, although Kendall's shooting fairly quickly. He had a clean shot.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a tough one to see for sure. You can see a little kind of arm movement there. He corrected that ball into the pocket. He didn't really line up properly, but you saw him twist last second to get that shot there. You know, and that's that's a result of, not playing and playing the type of style that he does, where it's very quick and no.
Yeah. That was a nice shot on the 7 board. A nice speed to get on the 8.
And then that's
Yeah.
a little too much there.
There you go. Heart of the pocket. Just like he needs to do, and that should settle him down. He's going to shake off those misses. And he knows he is hot on Lyle's tail here. Lyle's only got a 1-game lead. 3-2 it is now.
Yeah.
On a Friday night on the King of the Hill.
And with that, then we'll take a look at Kendall's stats, player profile. It still says how tip on there, so that's got to get changed.
How?
That's my favorite tip. That's what I play with, how hard.
How hard?
Yep. But as you see here, Kendall's favorite game is 9-ball. He plays with P-Shower. He's been a long time P-Shower player, big supporter.
Rogue carbon fiber shaft, same shaft that you play with. Do you have the same diameter tip on your cues or not?
I have a 12.4 on my
I think he's got the
playing
smaller
shaft.
one. I don't know.
I thought that was right, too. I think he's got the smaller one, which I was shocked by.
11.8.
Yeah. Not exactly sure, though. He's, you can see, and often I see him do this. He plays the kind of Buddy Hall slam 9-ball break right from the front. He's not doing any of the cut stuff. He just slams it dead on. Maybe tries to pull that one ball all the way back to the bottom corner pocket.
The break shot, yeah. Yeah, that looked like a really tight squeeze to get to the pocket there.
Yeah, kind of a weird layout here too, I'd say. It's very interesting, this little arcway we got down there with the 2-5-3-8. You can also see Lyle lining up his kick shot right now, trying to find that angle into the 1.
Did you, now you took Kendall's stat sheet off the screen because the action, you wanted to show that game, but did you notice who Kendall's favorite player/players are?
No. What was it?
Well, one of them was Johnny Archer.
Oh, of course.
And the other one was Mason Cook.
What? Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. Appreciate it. Hopefully he's not the only one. I think I've got some other fans out there. That's cool. Yeah, that's very nice of him. So he's got ball in hand here. He's got to kind of come behind that 9. It's still tricky here with that. Do you play the combo? The 3-8 combo?
Well, maybe if he's got a little angle, he might have to if he can't push through. He wanted to get straight on that, I think, so he could just roll forward.
Yeah, and he's trying to force stuff too much. That's kind of like that bar box mentality, really. That's and then not playing. I mean, but that's the excuse too. I mean, in a certain way, can't be overcutting and trying to cheat the pocket so much. It's not a good look for what you're trying to do. Did get a little fortunate here, so he might be able to correct his mistake.
Yeah, now the 3 ball doesn't go. I think before there was a sort of a window to it, wasn't there?
Yeah, at least that combo
So you were
did go.
thinking, you didn't like the idea of just rolling straight if he'd got straight on that too?
Not really, only because the momentum of having to get through the 3 balls sitting there, you know, and kind of...
when you shoot the 3 to kind of bounce back out?
Right, it's a lot of momentum to try to run your cue ball into.
Okay. Well, I'll go to good hit here, but this is a tricky shot here. I think he's probably going to... He likes to bank shots, so... When do you think Kendall's probably going to bank this? Plus, it lets him go up table and see where he controlled the cue ball.
Right. Good call, MH. And I think... Yep, at 9. Just got in the way a little bit again. And hello to everybody in the chat. Roger, Paul, Sean, Mike Gaines, everybody else. Sean was wondering about any Wisconsin players in the Ohio Open. Yeah, Mike Gaines said no. Yeah, I tried to go, but I was a little late to sign up. They only had 64 players for that event. I think that's kind of quite a small field for what their overall tournaments are like, but I
Well,
was on the waiting list. Didn't get called.
that's a shame. So Lyle made a good hit, fluked a ball in, and has left himself hooked on the 2-ball. But he immediately runs and grabs his pitching wedge. And not that he can't jump over this and make it, because he can. It'd have to be a good old draw shot at the same time if he wants to get...
You just shoot the 9 in? Yeah. Yep.
Well, luckily for Lyle, it didn't hang, because then
Right.
Kendal would have had a nice 2-9 combination.
Yeah. I don't know what the discussion here is about. I do wonder here with where the 3's sitting, I'm almost tempted to set up the 2-9 combo, to be honest, and get like kind of how it's almost already set up. Since you don't have, I mean, I guess there's probably a natural break shot to get in there, but
You're saying the chance of you... Well, I mean, with ball in hand on the 2, there are ways to break it for sure.
is he not getting ball in
But
hand?
when you
here?
do break it...
Why is he not taking ball in hand here?
That was strange. What was that discussion about?
I
then?
don't know,
They
and
just
then
had
no
a little
ball in hand.
discussion about that. About something.
No, takes the difficult shot.
But, I mean, he clipped the ball he was jumping over, right? Is that right? So that was just a ball in hand foul? Oh, he didn't. He got a
Very
good
weird.
hit. Did he get a good hit?
No, I don't think so at all.
Because if he got a
Weird.
good hit and then ball in hand was taken accidentally. I think that's what must have happened. That's the only thing I can think.
No, I got no clue what happened there. It doesn't make any sense to me. So Lyle's quite jacked up here on the 2 here. And so he decides to just lightly tap into it. Not super a fan of that play
Again,
or anything.
No, I mean, bank on the 9-ball. Get the 9-ball moving. It's a free sort of...
Right, that's kind of that 9-ball mentality for sure.
Well, and this is the smarter way. Better players would do what Kendal just did there, because he now has a chance. I don't know, just play a good little safety here.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
a good
And
shot.
so that shows probably a better route than what I'm advocating. But
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that either.
that was very nice. He played a really good shot on the 2-ball. Found a small window so he could see the 3 and played this nice little safety and maintain control. Well, needs to produce a good little kick shot here, which he has.
Wow.
And there we go.
9-ball at its finest.
Well, bloody game. That's why they invented 10-ball. No, I do. I see it both ways. Obviously, a piece of random luck that had nothing to do with anything. And that ball just happens to go in.
Yeah.
It's going to turn the game.
Right, instead of tying it up. But, well,
Stopped
I
a
don't
little
know,
short
he went-
here.
Yeah, he went a little short here.
Just going to make sure he doesn't scratch in either one of the side pockets.
Yeah.
And he took the scratch well out of the equation with the spin, but it did make that shot a little trickier, probably. And this is a thin cut. Ken would love to see this one slide up the rail and drop in. There you go. Nicely shot. And 9-ball's Kendal's game. You know, he grew up playing 9-ball ring games. It was all 9-ball, 9-ball.
Definitely.
When I first met Kendal, that's really the only game. And he told me he preferred 9-ball to 8-ball.
Right.
And there really wasn't any 10-ball back then.
No, right, it didn't even exist.
But in these ring game 9-ball players, they have to feel their way into understanding these probability choices and speed of ball and shots where you have two different potential good outcomes. Both of which are tough, but you can kind of play two shots at the same time.
Right. Well, I know too how my dad got his start playing. He was actually at a bowling alley. He was bowling. And he was, young. 16, 15, I think, something like that. And he walked past a pool table. And the guys playing were putting dollar bills on the table. And it stopped him, and he went, you guys play this game for money? And they're like, yeah. And so then he was addicted ever since. So like you mentioned, 9-ball and ring games and all of that. Huh. Weird little shot there. And he kind of got fortunate there. Rattled it out, and it fell behind the group.
But I'm not saying it's always random chance. Lyle has a decision. He's either going to go for this 2-ball or go for a safe.
Wow.
And that's speed. You almost feel he was going for it to pocket the 2. Didn't work, and he's left Kendal a nice little starter. Kendal adopting the more normal style of holding the cue there.
Yeah. I don't know how he learned that.
Yeah, and Kendall's not afraid to bump balls. You see a lot of people say don't bump balls, but Kendal happily drew into that 7. He knew he was going to give it a nice bump, and it was going to be perfect.
Right.
And there's really nothing wrong with that if you know what's going to happen.
They actually say if you're going to move balls, just know where it's going. I mean, the problem with bumping balls is when you're just freewheeling into a cluster, but...
Sure. But in that case, a friendly little bump on the 7, which wasn't next to another ball and not enough speed to cause a problem. It's just a good way to control the cue ball.
Right.
And Kendal generally is a quick player.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a quick fire out.
And so this is a quick out, and that's gonna make him feel good. He now has taken the lead in this match, and like a steaming locomotive, he's gonna pick up steam here. We'll see how his break goes, because if he can get a break and run here, I'll make a statement to Lyle. Lyle, of course, last week showed that even when he's way behind, that he doesn't quit, because he came back and beat Dan Coppins from a hefty deficit.
Right. Jason Roselle here saying they used to play ring games at break time, which was, as you know, my dad's original pool hall when he was like 18 years old.
Yeah.
And Jason said they played with 10 to 15 players at a time.
Wow.
He said it was brutal. It was awesome.
When you get up and you miss your first shot.
Right, you're waiting quite a long time till that next opportunity.
Good break, solid.
Yeah, see that head-on scenario with 9-ball. It's kind of unorthodox, really.
Was he going straight down the middle, or did he have just a little angle?
He's not. Yeah, right. He's just a little off.
You see that a lot, don't you? You hardly ever see anyone go right down the middle, but you do see people just move it a hair off center and break that way.
Right. Of
course, if you do hit it absolutely centered right down the middle, the the rack is symmetrical. And so the left-hand balls go leftwards, the right-hand ball goes rightwards, and in the perfect world where you hit it center and they were racked perfect, each pair of balls, each mirror image pair, have to come back and collide with each other on the center line.
Raise of hands in the chat. Who followed every word of what MH just said?
I'm just saying it's mirror image symmetrical in an ideal world, and if you hit down the middle, those balls come off the rail. They do what they do, and then as soon as they cross the middle line, you've got to wait to be finished. Focus, Mason here.
I followed you.
When they hit the middle line, they're going to hit their twin. They collide.
Yes, twins
on the middle line.
Doppelgangers,
and that's quite possibly why.
Oh, I got you.
It turns out that hitting, well, you can feel your way into feeling that hitting down the middle doesn't work very good as a break. No one seems to do it. And
look how lined up that was. That was so weird. No, I get what you're saying. MH, I do, my friend. Yes, I listened.
Tell me what I just said.
I listened. No, I want the chat.
Bologna sandwich.
To tell us.
Okay, so he's got a decision to make here, Lyle. There seems to be a safety with that 5-ball waiting. If you could just clip off the 4 and a little tap on the 5.
Tap,
keep
tap,
you behind the 8. So
tap her in. I almost like to play this then with a little more speed, and your cue ball will kill when it hits the 5. You just got to be precise at your angle here. But if you hit it with a little bit more speed, kind of like that, then you're bumping your 5 out for easy access if you get balling in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a good shot by Lyle. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Got a good group of you out there viewing tonight. Just a reminder that if you want to get in the chat and talk with us, go ahead and subscribe. Then you'll have that ability.
Kind of got a good solid hit there on that ball. A little bit unlucky to leave him. This nice shot on the 4.
Yeah.
Lyle's just going to figure out how he's going to shoot the 5.
Yeah, is it a tight pocket there? I don't think it is, but kind of a weird angle to try and create something. I'll give it that much.
He can come off run rail and just bump the 8.
Ooh. He's happy that one hung up there.
Yeah, I think he probably is going to feel pretty good about this position. I think he looks like he's nice and close to straight on this 5 ball. Let's put a good stroke on this and roll forward.
Yeah, that was hit very well. Might have zoned out there for a second, but I realized that was a very good.
In hindsight,
very
where the balls
shot.
ended up, I think that must have been a good shot. I don't know if he can just hit this with nice follow or whether he has to put a little bit of inside English to make sure he gets over. I think he was just hitting that plain follow.
Totally. Does he get a little sneak up on the side of it? Pulls it all the way back. Unorthodox decision. And down it goes to retie it.
Yep, leveled up again.
Score.
That's right. We're in for a good one here tonight. Neither of these guys are going to give an inch. And neither of them are going to quit at any point. Of that, I can assure you. I want to thank everybody out there for watching today. Lyle now has been, king of the hill for...
I think it's got to be 2 weeks or
2
3?
weeks. This will be the third week, I think.
Okay.
But Kendall's plan is to stop him in his tracks.
Right. Lyle crocodile, somebody says.
Nice.
He says, "See you later, alligator."
Cuba was going to scratch there, but he got a nice little friendly kiss where the 9 ball came and saved it and took a bullet and dived into the pocket instead.
Okay, and so we now found out that that does not count.
Right.
No 9s on the break.
I think that's a good rule. I know in the old days it always counted. But why win the game off that one shot? It counts as a ball potted. And therefore it's still Lyle's shot, even if it's the only ball. But the 1 ball's gone too. He's hooked on the 2 ball.
Huh.
And obviously they are playing with a push-out rule, I would assume.
Sumptuously. I'd be
Not necessarily, because they did.
paradoxed to...
Is he playing a push here, or is he playing to kick at it? That's a push. Why would you push there? No, he's kicking at it.
Precisely.
Yeah, look at that. So now he could have chosen to, even with the push-out rule. You don't have to push out. And the nice thing about kicking at it is if you end up making it, you carry on shooting. And if you end up it going safe, you get the advantage of that too. Whereas a push-out... Well, the point is with a push-out, you never get the good results, because if it's good, the other guy takes it.
Yeah.
You only get average results at best.
We got about 10 more minutes in this booth with the air filtering before I become crazy. So,
what do you mean become? You're already crazy. We know that.
Well, showcase, I guess. Showcase my crazy.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's a different ball of wax there.
Now we're going to see Kendall kick this 5 ball into the corner pocket now.
But I can feel the air slowly
being crushed from my lungs.
not being here any longer. Good little kick.
And fortune favours the bold.
Got pretty lucky.
When
I'll
you get a
tell
good
you that.
hit, you've earned the chance to get lucky.
You think so?
Yeah. If he missed that and it was foul, he definitely wouldn't have got this safety.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yep.
So yeah, get a good hit when you're kicking at the ball,
I suppose.
and you've earned the chance to roll the dice. Chance to get lucky. Lyle's going to do that same thing. He's going to try and hit this ball nice and solid. You do have to make a decision when you're aiming this. Am I trying to hit center ball on the 5 because I'm more likely to get it, or am I thinking about cutting it down the rail and a little slightly closer to missing the ball completely if you misjudge it?
Yeah, I think you definitely got a bank.
I was thinking
jump
about
bank.
kicking it, yeah.
Oh, were you thinking about the kick? I thought you were
One
talking
rail.
about jump cutting or jump banking.
I'd be hitting the 5 ball really hard off one side rail.
Wow. It's pretty good effort.
Well, that was. He gave that a good shot.
And fortune favors the bold.
Yeah, and by hitting the 5 and it not being a foul,
he deserves
earned
that.
himself a chance
to
get lucky. It doesn't mean you're going to get lucky.
But he deserved that.
Well, there you go.
Not
Kendall
that.
deserved that. Kendall earned himself the chance to keep running with a very nice bank shot on the 5. I told you, he likes his bank shots.
Loves him.
Bank shots. Masse shots.
Oh my gosh.
4 rails.
I just made a new word. I was so shocked. Wow. What was that?
Well, don't look at me. I don't know.
Oh, I'm
Not going to be too happy with that.
no, definitely not.
Early days yet in this long race to 20.
Totally.
You're not allowed to say totally ever again.
Right on, man.
Well, that was like a little miscue. He kind of skidded off the top of that ball. He was trying to follow and end up straight on the 9 in the long corner, but he miscued and set himself up on this beautiful little bank shot.
Isn't it pretty?
Which, if we told you to take ball in hand on this bank shot,
Would you set it there?
well, just because the 8-ball's there, I mean,
Huh.
it's pretty much where he has to be. Get a little bit close to the 8, I suppose.
He couldn't place it better with his hands.
That's right.
What a wallapalooza this has been.
And the cue ball's going to travel around the angles. That was he hit both points, which is a sure sign that you were close. But that's not the same as going in. All right, Kendal needs to take a breath here and roll this 7-ball in. Choose where he wants to be for position on the 8. There you go. That's a nice natural way to do it. You've done that well.
Sweet little draw.
There you go. That's right.
Controlled it great to be just about straight in.
And, you know, when you get another chance in a game of pool and you finish it out, all your previous errors in that rack are forgiven.
Yes. I've heard that a million times.
Yeah. Well, just say 3 Hail Marys and a how's your father and move on.
I think that's good advice, though. It's true. You know, that so many people are locked in their heads after certain scenarios. It's good to be
So Kendal needs to
free.
just break away from this. He doesn't need to dwell on any of that. He's now still in the lead and he's got to be feeling good about his position in this match. He knows he can play better than this.
Totally, man.
And so he's in a good spot here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not anymore.
Yeah, that's tough, isn't it, in 9-ball? And
Yeah, and that's the
Sort of
debate on how you hit it. Too hard, you hit it softer, try to be the Corey Dual type, control your cue ball fully. Or do you slam at it and risk your scratch because you've got to hit it so precisely?
well, yeah, and sometimes when you try and hit the head ball solid, and obviously you're not hitting it 100% solid, it gets a little bit of an angle and it likes to just bounce and stun into, in that case, the top corner pockets, and that does happen. And then sometimes if it's even worse hit, it goes in the side pocket. But
Right.
his previous break, he had a lot of sort of follow on the ball, and it could never have made it up there. And I kind of like those ones. They sort of put the brakes on the cue ball.
Lyle really pointed at a spot there specifically where he wants that cue ball.
And where's that?
He was holding his finger there for quite a while. Let's see if he gets there. He got just about exactly where he had his finger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that tells us he's planning on taking this narrow route. He's going to shoot the 2-ball in, hit the side rail, and come back between the 4 and the 6.
Mm-hmm.
And he's judged that that's the natural nice rolling angle.
I would agree.
And right he is.
I concur.
Yeah. And so exactly that point that he got his cue ball to is the key to that working, is getting the right angle on that ball. And draw back for a shot on the side pocket, I think.
By Jove.
Little thinner than he would like. But I think it's still okay that he just snicks it in, and
Right.
there's almost, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there a danger of scratching in the corner pocket past the 9?
I think you're much more likely to go into that 5.
Go
than
into
you are
it.
to
Oh,
scratch,
okay, it's
yeah.
wider, huh? Looks so thin on the 4.
Yeah, but thin makes the cue ball wide. That's a good saying. I like that.
Thick makes the cue ball go wide.
No, thin makes the cue ball go wide.
You might think that sounds like a good phrase, but it doesn't make any sense.
You know, while we're on that topic here.
Every ball is a rail.
While we're on the subject of things that don't make sense.
Yes. Precisely.
Elvis, precisely.
But you know what? We are.
Mad Apple Extreme, the people's stream.
Okay, don't get carried away now. So Lyle's got a little bit funny on this 6-ball. He's got a tester here. He can roll it in into probably either one of those two corner pockets, but he's cutting to the right.
I had my hand on the trigger to save that shot. It was very well hit.
Wiped its feet and went in.
Yeah, and that's why you choose, I think, to shoot it to that corner. You get the benefit of the rail on your side. Lyle taking a long 9 here, but should be good.
Nicely done. Lyle saying, well, I'm not going to let you get too far ahead, Kendal. And guess what, folks? We have another moment where the score is tied.
Another tie.
Another tie. One tie, all tie. So tomorrow we've got 2 pool tournaments running here at the Mad Apple at the same time. The $4.99 and under and the $3.99 and under. And there's a lot of people signed up. And that is a tournament being run by Mr. Ding, Mark Bell. And you know what that means, Mace?
Nope.
It means me and you have to clean the pool tables tonight and make sure they're all level.
Me and you?
Well, you can do it by yourself if you want.
You and me?
But if you want, we'll just bust it out right after this.
We'll just kick everybody out of the pool hall.
Now, Lyle kind of exploded the balls there, and you couldn't hope for a better layout, really. I mean, the 7 and the 9 have just lined right up. And he's got a very makeable on the shot on the 3. I mean, on the 1. He's given this a good old study, but really it's... from the overhead, they do look like they're close to frozen. If he thinks it's going just a little bit towards the point, I mean, you can hit it on the side and just throw it a little bit. But I think that combination is very simple.
The only question is if you can throw that enough, though, right? Like where they're sitting with how much air between the two to kind of make that go. Because I don't believe
Doesn't look like
that
there's
it's
any air
lined
between
up.
the two.
I don't believe that it's lined up.
It's going right to the point, and so all he has to do is hit on the...
Right-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays a stop shot on the 6 or stays on this side of the table and then just rolls gently into the 7, it'll throw more than enough. Maybe even throw too much. Miss it on the other point, but it looks to me like it's lined up. If it throws any amount, it's in. He doesn't really have to do anything here. I wouldn't get over there. So he's kind of gone to the wrong side. If he'd stayed where he was, he could have just rolled into the 3 and it would throw automatically. Now it's possible if he hits the wrong side that he throws it away from the pocket and he could miss this.
Looks like he's almost looking at safety. Is it that just for the recovery if he does miss?
I don't know, but I think he needs to hit the right side. He doesn't look like he's gonna. I think he needs to hit the right side of this.
I was gonna.
Yeah, he did. Hit the right side of that ball. Do a replay on it.
I know how to save them. I don't know how to replay them.
Okay. Yeah, and then, I'm sorry, I kind of bullied you into hitting the button there, and I saw you had your finger on it, and you were ready to hit the button. And you're supposed to wait until the cue ball stops rolling. Let's see what difference that makes. So he hits the right side of this, just to throw it a little bit. And you know what? He probably was playing that two-way shot and trying to get it safe. flash, he now has taken a lead, and that's the exciting thing about 9-ball.
That was a bad rack, I'll tell you what.
Really?
Definitely, and maybe we can look at it again, because that was quite the... look at how dead that is. They all
Yeah.
just spread to that
Sure.
end rail.
Now, Kendall's got a nice little starter here.
We're not there yet. Now we are.
Looks like he's got a nice 2-6 combination. The challenge here is hitting it in such a way that you stay nice and straight on a shot on the 2-ball right afterwards.
Right.
Because it has a tendency to pop out sideways if there's any kind of angle. He still could play the 2-3 combination and maybe use the 7 to stop the cue ball. He does have safety options, but something tells me is if he can find a way to shoot this, he's... Oh, maybe he is playing safe. There you go. A wiser, smarter Kendall. That was a good shot. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to sell the, push the boat out too far and shoot at things that don't quite make sense. Safety was a smart shot there. Last thing he wants is to give Lyle a nice chance in this rack to extend his lead. So if he goes 2 rails here, is there a chance that he scratches in the long corner pocket?
You betcha.
Come up behind it.
He went for the
right around
6
it.
railer.
Yeah. So Kendall's safety paid dividends.
You can't take that one to the bank.
Nicely controlled speed. Now you got to think here. 3 balls ahead. What angle do you want on the 4? How do you like to shoot the 5? Oh, that's good, yeah. And that's better than what I was thinking. I was thinking, stay down there and shoot up the rail, but he's ended up perfect on this one. He's got a lot of options here. Playing a little kiss, probably. He was trying to play on the 8.
Yeah, to bump into that 8.
And you might say a fraction too hard, just in case you miss the 8. Still got the edge of it here, so he can, if he plays a good safety, he still maintain control.
Hello to our friend Nick Leake.
Nick Leake, yep, he called me earlier, and I sent him a message saying, I'll call you back, and he sent me a thumbs up, and then I didn't call him back. But now we're communicating through the electronic mediums. So now I've got the chance. What did you want, Nick?
Yeah, right.
Nick Leake watching from the couch in Hortonville, probably. With a gimlet in his hand and the TV remote.
A gimlet.
Gimlet. Is that it?
Very English of you, but...
Well, Nick likes it.
Okay,
it's
very English of him.
Gimlet.
Yeah.
Is that right? Do I have the word right?
Like a little, drink...
I think it's... Nick's going to tell us, but I think it's mostly vodka.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, distracted by all the talk of gimlets.
Oh, and then he hooked him too a little bit.
Well, that's the exciting thing about
9-ball.
9-ball, but Kendall's not going to feel very good about that because he knows not a terrible kick shot this.
Oh, he corrects me. It's like. And I used to say
Yep.
all the time, but then other people told me I was wrong.
But you could say that.
That's why you don't listen to other people, right? Yeah. You got to just go with what you say originally.
Yep, Lyle played that kick shot just about perfect. Because you don't know exactly how thick you're hitting that 5-ball when you play that kick shot, you can't really predict exactly the angle you're going to have on the 7. He's ended up pretty, not a huge angle. I mean, he could just draw back and play the 8 the long way, or he can play a more fancy stroke shot and try and get up table. And you can see how that was almost perfect and cut right across the position zone, a little bit too hard. He's still got pockets for this 8-ball. Both of them look a little bit scratchy, but
Definitely look a little
cutting
bit
to the right
scratchy.
seems a little bit safer.
Tons of scratchability on this one.
He's not drawing it, so he's following it, so he thinks he can hit the end rail.
Nice and slow, and yeah, it cuts that angle, of course.
Yep. Paul Hemminghouse says that the gimlet is gin and lime juice, and then he follows up with some people who like vodka, and I know in Nick Like's case, it's a big old mug of vodka.
Something you two have in common, really.
Yeah.
You like your bug spray.
All right, Lyle takes a 2-game lead, 7 to 5.
You're forgiven. And oh, that feels good. A little air in here.
Now, it's interesting because he still uses the same unusual bridge on the break shot, and he seems to be breaking them good.
Thank you, Christy.
You would think it would limit your power, but
But he slams
Lyle's
them like
proof
no other.
that he does hit power shots, and he likes spin shots and draw shots, and he gets a good old whack on the break shot too, it seems. First shot. Let's see if he really likes a stroke shot. There's a Corey dual type draw.
Love it. Do it.
Why not?
I want to see it.
I mean, everything else is fraught with.
No, I think you
not
can
coming
stun
back.
around your angles
Stun
and
around.
come 3 rails through the 6-9.
Sneak to the rail just next to the 4-ball there and hit the rail again between the 8 and the 9. Is that the kind of thing you're saying?
Yes, and then through the 6-9, and
What
then through the 3-6.
An amazing thread the needle shot. And Lyle didn't like either of them.
Oh, and it just
He's played
snuck
the
out
safe.
there.
It's not a killer safe. And in fact, might have even left the potting angle. Kendal can use a nice little cut shot and slice this ball in.
Did not cut it enough. Oh, I could use some more of that air.
We start charging if you use too much. Uh-oh. He hangs his head. Oh.
Just, I think, by the closeness of even getting near that, probably.
Yeah. He thought for a moment, for a brief flash there, that he was going to scratch. He got lucky he didn't corner hook himself. Turns out he ended up lovely on this 2-ball. Well, just a fraction off straight and frozen to the rail. Which means he can just follow this ball and bump off the rail just next to the pocket that the
Yeah,
three ball's
looks
going
like
into.
that angle's there. It's on. Just like that. Probably landed more straight than he wanted.
Yeah, and it did bounce off the rail just a fraction. What match was I just watching? In one of those, I think it was the U.S. Open. Carlo Biado. He played position on a shot, just like that one that Lyle did there, only it was a much longer shot across the side pocket. And just by sheer luck, his cue ball absolutely dead froze on the rail, and he needed to play a draw shot. And it was kind of impossible, because as soon as you play your draw shot, it bounces a little bit, catches the top rail, and bounces out. And he hummed and hummed over it for ages. And it was basically just a straight shot right up the rail.
Right.
With both balls frozen. And he didn't like it, and eventually shot it, and the cue ball squirted out sideways, and he missed. Just the way he knew he was going to. But in that case, Lyle, his cue ball just bounced off the rail to save him from that.
You got any more info on Lyle over there with your questionnaire?
You betcha. He's from Fond du Lac.
Mm-hmm.
He likes doing cooking and doing house chores. He's got 10 kids and 5 Alsatians.
I don't believe that's on there.
He's an avid reader, and he likes to take long walks in the countryside.
How shall I describe him? All right. Again, with kind of a, I'd say, bad rack that he gave himself. Nobody's really ran away with it, even though Lyle's now 3 games ahead.
There we go. Sneak behind that 7 ball. Well, to me, this is a tough jump shot because he's close-ish to the 7. I know, not to you. And I'd be going for the fairly simple side rail kick shot. But if you hit them that good,
Wow. Good
you
shot.
prove that they're actually not that tough. Made it look easy.
Yeah, I'd love to take a look at that one again if we get the chance.
Yeah, that was a very good jump shot. Cleared the ball. Hit the heart of the pocket. Controlled the cue ball.
Well, he's taking his time. We'll take a look here again. Yeah, what a beauty. Beautiful shot.
Manages not to scratch in the side pocket. Well, he doesn't like the fact that he rolled up on the 4 and he's wincing over there. But, and the 2 ball, you describe it as almost hanging, but it's actually not, because if you want to get any angle on the cue ball and come off the right side of the 2, you actually don't necessarily make the 2. And Going up table doesn't really help him with a shot on the 3, so what's he done there? Well, at least he didn't hook himself. He's left himself a bank shot. If he wants, he can play this offensive bank shot on the 3 and stay there, or sneak through that little gap for the pink 4. And it's kind of a two-way shot because the cue ball ends up down here with the close to the 4, and the 3 ball goes up table.
Hello, Lisa. Wondering where LJ's been at. I must have missed that. Yeah, he and it got answered in the chat. Actually, he bowed out because he felt he wasn't spending enough time with his family, which I'm sure is true. And so he decided to give it a break. He's got a ton of kids.
Yeah, Little John was
5 kids.
undefeated. And he's such a good player that one of the reasons he's so good, he works really hard at it. And yes, definitely. He plans on, if he's going to play, he's planning on winning. And he puts in a lot of preparation for it.
Wow, the way that one rolled sweetly up to the 8 ball. Didn't have to. Could have stopped short, but been easy. It's a pretty natural safety here, though, I'd say.
He's just going to roll this 3 ball through the gap there and freeze on the back of the 8. And there's a lot of heartbroken Little John fans out there. I told Little John that last time I saw him. He's like, they'll get over it.
Yeah.
Well, Lyle's done well with that, not just to hook him, but he's cut off a lot of the routes. So he's left Kendal here with a tough one.
Yes.
To hit.
And then it looks like he's
he's
running for a break.
Is that a ninja mind trick where just when you leave the guy the tricky shot, you're going to let him stew for a while and tell him to wait? Kind of backfires because a shot like this you kind of do want to study a little bit.
Why don't we take a look at a new angle we've got here?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've not seen that camera before.
Showing some of the people watching at that table there.
Almost right here.
And our weekly.
It's pretty close to the view we have right here in the commentary box.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's your escape route here, Mason, on this kick shot on the 3?
Well, let's take a look at it.
You've got to find a way to hit it.
Let's maybe check the overhead view out for a second.
Because whenever you play a safety, a little snooker, if you can get close to that ball the way he has there, right up on the 8 ball.
He really locked them tight, but
cut off a lot of options.
I consider this 2 rail into the upper right. Upper, whatever that might be, upper right corner.
Top right from the screen as we look at it, shooting.
Kicking the 2 rails and seeing if you can just barely get past
the 9 ball from that track.
But it's hard to tell from here.
He actually might have a 1 rail kick shot. He can hit the edge of the 3.
Off the edge.
Yeah,
just thinning it, coming at it from the left.
Yeah, that's right. Kicking to the side rail and just breathing past the 4 ball, missing the 4 and catching the edge of the 3.
I also see a possibility of really cutting this. Banking 1 rail into the bottom right corner, cutting around that corner, hitting the top left rail, and then banking in.
So going 3 rails and then zing across the middle of the table,
right
to the 4th and possibly 5th rails.
Only because that's less English. That's only a natural center ball pop hit.
And it kind of runs around those first 3, but whatever spin it picks up is check side and kills it off that 4th rail.
Right.
There you go. That was nicely done. That was a very small.
Yeah,
it's got unlucky really to leave it there. There was not much you could do other than hit it. And he did well. That was a very small target because the 4 ball was sticking out.
Yeah, he made it look easy to hit there.
Did you get a replay on that one?
I did on the it's an overhead replay, but and then of course the instant replay is kind of right in the way because we're not normally.
Okay, so here's this nice little kiss. Look how thin the angle on that 3 that he's going at here is. Unlucky really that double kissed. I mean, the double kiss was there. If he'd caught it a little bit thinner, he could have sneaked off and ended up safe.
Yeah, because it left Lyle a pretty easy run out here.
Yeah, and he's absolutely fine here. You don't want to work too hard on this 6 ball and get straight on the 7. He needs an angle on the 7. So just roll forward and be perfect. Flirts with the 9 ball.
Yeah, a good little bump.
Yeah, and that definitely, he was supposed to be on the line slightly lower than that to miss the 9 ball, and he'd have had a nicer angle on this 7. So I say you want an angle on the 7, but this is too much. He can still make this ball, but he has to bear down because it's missable. Cue ball's going to fly up table. And that was the problem. It was just it was a tougher shot. He was trying to do more for position. If you get another chance and you take him out, your previous errors in this match will be forgiven. I tell that to myself. It makes me feel better, rather than mooting over the previous shots that I messed up.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good
messed up.
advice, actually.
Navigates that nicely. Doesn't let the side pocket get into play. Gonna roll this ball in. Pops it in. He likes to pop it in with a little bit more of authority and stun out. More comfortable that way. And there we are, hard of the pocket. Lyle is not going to run away with this match.
Well,
if Kendal has anything to say about it.
Yeah, we can at least say that he needed that one, my dad.
Yep. 6-8 in a long race to 20. Lyle had the lead. Then Kendal took the lead. Now Lyle has the lead.
And we'll see if Kendal takes the lead. Then maybe Lyle will take the lead. That one was really awkwardly hit. It's not normal compared to what he would typically give, I think, for a break.
Little kiss shot. The 1 ball's running away. It's actually not terrible. He would love if the cue ball had bounced off the rail a little bit. If he's...
Yeah, he's kind of got a breakout angle
well,
here
there's
almost.
a shot here, isn't it? A sort of...
Because you're going to have to jack up a bit.
now, if you just follow this ball, is it too thin and...
Yes, but that's what I was going to say is I think that you've got to jack up a bit anyway. So if you jack up a little extra,
yeah, just get a little lower.
and then you pop it to the kind of forcing an extreme angle.
Little stun run through. A little lower
to get into that 9.
Than letting it roll. And he's got to hit it with good speed though, otherwise it will roll. Oh, it's definitely rolling.
And he went conservative.
Well, he likes this kiss shot. He's going to snick the edge of the 2 ball. Got to control the 2 and don't let it bounce off the rail, otherwise it's going to bounce off into trouble. If he can very thin hit this softly, the 2 ball can stay on the rail, and the cue ball can just kiss the 5 ball in. If he hits it bad and gets really lucky, he'll set himself a nice 2-9 combination. And while you're trying to control the 2 cue ball, you mustn't forget the actual main objective is to make sure you make the 5. So we'll see where the 2 will ends up after this kiss shot. Perfect. Yeah, he controlled the speed there nicely. Still on the rail. Doesn't seem to bother him too much. Interesting way to go, though, isn't it? We were both looking at that, trying to power that one ball in and play a sophisticated kiss. Now,
yeah, a little technical.
He's going to try and get as low as he can on this ball that's on the rail.
Nice pop.
Yeah.
Kyle Goebel is in the chat. Lyle's son.
Yep. Hi, Kyle.
Saying, let's go, old man. Hopefully that beatdown earlier today inspired you.
Kyle is implying that he beat up on his dad earlier today.
Well, and it was kind of last second to the match starting tonight, but Kyle, it would have been a great idea, I think, for you and I to have been in the booth tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Commentating on both of our dads.
That's true.
Lyle came up with that idea, actually.
Did he?
Last second, yeah, but then
we should have.
it was a shame he didn't come up with it earlier. But,
Right.
But
Yeah, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? The 2 sons in the commentary box.
yeah, but he also mentioned that Kyle would probably give Lyle a little more razzing than I would my dad.
Yep.
Which is pretty funny. I like the
Well,
razzing. Keep it up.
If Kyle has a sense of humor like his dad does, I bet these guys
Oh, totally.
aren't afraid to unleash a cracker on each other every now and again. They just strike me as those kind of people.
I've seen it many a time in a pool hall.
There you go. That's just perfect. Nice and close to the 8 ball. Pretty close to straight. Nice little draw shot. Just don't give it so much draw you could draw into the corner pocket. And it really was straight, wasn't it? If you look at that line.
Take another look here at how straight back he drew it.
Well, yet again on a Friday night, we've got a good full house here. We've got the Mad Apple Friday night pool tournament going on right now. I don't know who's still in the winner's side, but I see a lot of faces I recognize.
Eight ball in. And a nice
that's
setup
worked out
here
good.
on the 1.
Also noticing a few faces that you don't see so often here. And, of course, the reason for that is because they're in town, possibly staying at the hotel, some of them.
Right. For
For tomorrow's 2 tournaments, $3.99 and $4.99. There's still open spots. So turn up tomorrow. The doors open at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yes, we serve breakfast.
Breakfast is served from the wonderful Mad Apple Kitchen. And the Calcutta is at?
I don't know. Sorry for my lack of info.
Let's look it up. We should go get Mark Bell to step into the box and run down the details. So Lyle here trying to decide if he's going to end up playing a 3-7 combination after this next shot. And if he is, you'll just roll this two ball gently along into the long corner. But no, give it a little bit more. That tells us that the 3 goes in the side pocket.
In early Calcutta tomorrow, it's starting at 9 a.m. Bright and early. 9 a.m. sharp.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 tournaments. Or no, is it just one tournament?
Well, it's 2 tournaments. It's 2 separate tournaments, really. $3.99 under.
I thought that was just a game spot or something.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. That's what I'm reading now.
That it is. That
The
they
same
are
tournament.
It's one tournament.
Yeah, yeah. What up, CAC?
And what the below $3.99 players have some kind of advantage built in.
Just a 1, yeah, like a 1, or is it a 2-game spot? I don't know, something like that. Sorry, I don't know.
But we'll find out before the end of this broadcast. So taking a look around the table here, Kyle, he wants to make sure he doesn't overshoot this shot. He's got a little bit more angle than he wants.
You mean Lyle?
Lyle. Oh. I'm going to start doing that again. Well, he didn't want to. He got lucky that he didn't end up kicking behind the 9 ball. But with that speed, he was planning on going to the rail. So he survives a little brush. There you go. Just pointed to a spot on the rail, just straight on the 6 ball in the side pocket. And that will do nicely. Little old angle, almost better. He doesn't look like he's happy with it, but now he can roll and get closer to the 7. He's just trying to choose what angle he wants. Does he want a Z bank up and down the table to get back on the 9? You don't want to have to play a draw shot. You could follow forward, and then there's a follow shot around the angles. And he's ended up close to straight, which is neither of those other 2 options. This is a sort of more of a power draw type shot, unless he thinks he can power follow forward. But if he does that, 1, 2, 3, yeah, and right where he's at over there, he's just gone and put the chalk where his cue ball's going to be after hitting 1, 2, 3 when it strikes the 4th rail.
I like drawing it straight back here.
I think so. I would too. And maybe he is. Yeah, it looks like he's going down. Well, it did well. Made sure he didn't scratch in the corner pocket there. Didn't give that a chance. Well, makes it to the halfway point first. 10-6 in a race to 20. We've got Lyle against Kendal Koch. Our very own commentator is out of the box and on the pool table. And at the moment, he's probably wishing he was in the box.
And I'm wishing I was on the table.
Well, is your name on the list, I imagine?
Nope. Should get it on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dry break.
No, he made one.
Oh, he did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3.
It's funny, isn't it, how you've got the overhead view there, and the end of table view there. And when I look at the overhead, it looks like the 2-ball is not good, is not makeable. And then from the end of the table view, it looks super easy.
Very funny.
So which one is true? Is that
Super easy.
The 2-ball goes easy. If you can make the 1-ball first. So, and of course, not just make the 2, but of course, when you shoot the 2, you have to get back on the pink 4 right away on the same shot.
But of course.
So he's picked himself an angle. So that looks like he likes to just follow, and he's given himself probably pretty much a perfect spot on this 2. Does he have to use inside English here? Oh, he went the other way, outside English to zing around. I'd like to have bounced off the second rail too. He's got a super thin shot on this 4-ball.
Ooh, wow. No, I don't believe that he wanted to do that.
No. Now, Lyle's question here right away, because he's down there, is do I want to tap the 8-ball when I get and use it for position on the 5? Because I think you have to.
You got to break him out anyway.
You've got to break him out, and you can just use the 8 and the 9 to hold the cue ball for the 5. Now, that went wrong. You needed to get at least to the middle of the ball. This could be the lifeline Kendal needs. Yeah, it's a tight one, this. 5-ball's not exactly hanging on the pocket, over the pocket. And when he comes off the rail here, if he's aimed at the 5 to make it in, the 8-ball is very close to being in the way here. It's almost a shot that I feel I would aim a little bit lower and then draw off the rail. Yep, he doesn't like it. He's changing his mind. So he's got no chance of making the 5 here, I don't think. Well, he does. I mean, it'd be crazy to play that thin cut. If he's playing for that, he's got... Well, what do I know?
Wow.
What do I know? That was a great shot. We need a replay on that one.
ASAP.
Yep, he played for that. And that's risky because that shot, when you're cutting across the 5 so thin, you're so close to missing the ball completely. But he was definitely playing offensively there and going for that.
It's good that he takes his time after making a shot like that.
Well, this shot's still a challenge.
I know. I wish I could save that one, but I'm not going to.
Lyle's
so that we can
up for
see
the challenge.
kick.
Yeah, I'd like to see that kick shot again after this rack. Well, he chose to hit that shot super, super soft and lag it towards the pocket.
I'm so stunned I didn't say anything.
All right, Kendal, you need a good recovery here. He's got a thin cut on this 8-ball.
Oh, I'd like to save that one too, but we
Yeah,
gotta
that was a
keep
nice one.
Lyles. I really want to see Lyles again.
There you go. Good shot on the 9 in the heart of the pocket. Cue ball's safe.
Yeah, and let's take a look
Eventually.
here at Lyle. His kick on the 5. Oh, went a little late. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's coming very thin shot, this.
Yeah.
Used a lot of spin to kind of help the angle and come in from an angle that wasn't quite as thin. Kendal taking a little pause there, trying to decide what he's going to do.
Yeah, it's a good
He's
idea.
actually
had
going straight down the center.
some struggle with the break tonight.
Yeah. He did go right down the middle there. I'd like to do a replay on that one.
I'll see if I caught it.
Let's
Not
watch-
sure.
See if the ball's symmetrical and
Yep,
come
I
back
caught
and
it. We'll
collide
take a
on the
look here
center
quick
line.
again.
I'm going to rewatch Kendall's break there. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at
and
the,
you
o-
can
look
see
at the
them
overhead
fight
view.
for
They
the
they
corner.
shoot out and they come back and hit each other.
Yeah, they fight to go into the pocket, into the corner there.
Because they come off the rails and sort of hit each other full in the face, I think you lose and waste a lot of energy. Well, is he going at the 9 ball here?
I hope so.
I think he did. Greedy. That was greedy.
Oh, now you switch your sides, huh? Earlier you were saying that the bold gets the worm.
Did I say anything about worms earlier? The bo-
Brain no
You-
function no more. With,
Yeah,
with
exactly.
with no air.
The bold gets the worm. I think that, yeah, everybody knows that well-known phrase.
Yeah. You know, you made your sandwich, now sleep in it.
You're just totally malfunctioning. I think we need to switch you off. That worked out nice. Wended his way through there to get a shot on the 3. There you go. Good little safety.
A changed Kendal.
Yeah. Well, it looked very difficult to try and get position off that 3 because he was probably just going to go into those balls anyway, and if he tried to avoid that, then he was going to scratch, and none of it got him on the 4 ball. And this is a tough shot. Well, maybe it's not. It is a simple 1 rail kick shot, is it?
A tough shot, this.
Well, looking at him lay his cue on the table there. It's kind of the same question. You don't really want this ball rolling, and you'd rather stun it, but you can't from where his bridging is. And that's why it's gone too long. He just missed the 7 and just missed the 3.
Oh, so I heard something from people of English descent.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I heard that we don't utilize.
What's that?
7:30. Like our stream starts at 7:30.
7:30.
See, but 7:30, I would think 6:30. That's me.
Yeah, that's another good shot. He's grimacing because the 3 ball came down. And he has left it just a little thin snick. So, yeah, there was going to be too much speed on that 3 ball. Because an awkward layout, really. And the reason he played those safes is because of where the 6 ball is. You don't say 7:30?
Maybe 7:30.
Yeah,
but
that's
this
what we
was
say, 7:30 or
specifically
7:30. Well, yeah, 7:30
half
just
seven, yeah.
is just short for 7:30. I like 7 in the afternoon.
Totally. What about 7 in the morning?
Yep, that's the other one. 7 in the morning and 7 in the afternoon.
Or
There's 2 of them. I don't know if you've looked at your clock face recently.
Or
Well struck. Draw shot.
1900.
You're just saying numbers now, are you?
No, 1900 is 7 o'clock.
Oh, right. So we'll see what kind of angle he has on this 5 ball. He was absolutely dead straight, which is why he played a nice, really good draw shot, actually. He had to get good on this 6. There you go. He's earned himself this chance. There we go.
He held that nicely.
Yeah, he's back in this match now.
I wouldn't speak too soon.
Oh, he's definitely in this match. It's 8-10 in a race to 20.
I'm just saying the 9 wasn't down.
Well,
sorry, Dad, for not giving you the benefit of the doubt.
He was going to make that 9. I know it.
Let's take a look at this 6 ball again. I found that pretty solid of a shot here. Just kind of pops it the way it plays out.
Getting on this 6 and then shooting this 6 was the key to that little run. Oh, he's doing a little bit of gardening on the spot there. Suppose we should put new spots on all the tables tonight after you vacuum them. Okay, so he avoided the scratch. Made a ball. Can see half of the 1 ball. And so he's eyeballing. He's going to go at this 1 in the corner pocket. But the cue ball
might make the 9.
has to dart. No. Oh wow, you're right. Holy moly. How did you call that?
That's yeah.
Are you watching on a delay?
No.
I know. The real life is in front of me, I could tell.
Yeah. That's a pondering question. Is real life right in front of you?
Well, only half of it.
Where does real life
the other half's right behind.
exist?
In your mind.
And while I'm babbling, there's some wonderful shots being played.
That's right.
I tend to babble.
Do you know where the word babble comes from?
Shakespeare?
The Bible. It's named after the Babel.
Nice run there to really only get it within 1. That's pretty good there.
Yep, Babel's from the Bible.
Let's take another look at this cut on the 6. You made it look real easy. Looks like there's hardly any pocket, and then just gets down and fires it in.
And in quick as a flash, Quickfire Cook has taken out these last 2 racks on the trot at pace, and all of a sudden he's only one game behind.
Indubitably.
Oh, he didn't want to scratch on the break though, because when he
was quite on the trot there, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean the last 2 racks it was all Kendal. We hadn't seen much of him before that. Lyle had sort of dominated the racks before that, the immediate racks before that.
And here we go.
Worse for Kendal yet. He's got ball in hand on this 1-9 combination.
But does he have to jack his cue up to make it? That might cause difficulty in this long combo.
Well, yeah, and he showed he played pretty good shot with difficult bridging previously already in this match.
I'm prepared with the replay.
And you wait until the cue ball stops rolling.
I'm aware, Mage. I've been doing it.
Okay.
I was gonna.
Well, that's the problem with going for the combination and giving up the run. Well, I'm not saying he would have got the run either, but he could have.
But he coulda. The
So that
worst part is probably that it left itself in that corner. You know? It
The
didn't
nu-
even get struck clean enough for it to go
Oh,
out of
there you
the
go. He played-
hole.
look at this shot. Replay that one.
I gotta wait
that
for
was
the cue
that was
ball
an
to
awesome
stop.
shot. He definitely went for that. And the 9-ball was not hanging, which is why it wasn't obvious to go for that shot. But just like that kick shot of Lyle's earlier,
Oh God!
he went to the rail
Excuse
and he
him.
had to cut thin across the face of the 9-ball. So let's have a look at that one more time.
Okay. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, really good shot this.
Wow.
To tie the match back up. Flicks it in with a bunch of spin.
He's really struggling with the rack, and he's knowing that, you know, his fault a little bit is the rack and the break.
Well, we could go get another spot. We've done that before. So we've got some new players in the pool tournament tonight. Some New Zealand gentlemen who are just in town for engineering reasons.
Yeah, I saw them the other night.
Yeah, I
actually,
met them
I
last
didn't
night.
say anything to him. I was playing on the 9-footer, but you could pick that accent out anywhere.
But would you have, though? Would you, really? Would you have known what it was? When you say pick it out, you mean, oh, that's not like Wisconsin? Is that what you mean?
You know, when I was in England, too, I went to the snooker hall. There was this, snooker players. And the one guy was razzing his buddy because, I sound very Wisconsin. And
Had they even heard of Wisconsin?
yeah. But they did call me a Yankee.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which is what you guys call the New Yorkers, right?
definitely. Yeah. New York Yankees.
But yeah, to the rest of the world, Yankees just means American.
And and then the buddy said, "Oh, is he from America?" And he said, duh, didn't you hear his Cockney accent?" Like all sarcastic.
Well, those balls open up nicely. He controlled the cue ball nicely. Just one problem.
No. Pocketed balls.
That's right. That is the expert opinion of pro pool player Mason Cook. What's he doing here, though? Is this a safety, or is he kissing the 2-ball in?
I don't know.
He's not kissing the 2-ball in. Sneak up behind the 2-ball is the goal. Got a little double kiss on the 1-ball and probably didn't hit it quite hard enough. It's given Kendal a nice starter.
He gave him a stutter.
Starter.
A starter.
It's okay. Watch out for the side pocket.
Okay. That is not okay. That is not nice and easy.
Yeah, and you've got to guard against that, don't you? Because, I mean, it looks unlucky that happened, but that is where that pocket is.
You know, you might be right.
Words of wisdom there. Write that down. That pocket has always been there. I've been telling you there's a pocket there.
Every ball is a rail.
But not every pocket is a rail. We've just discovered.
If there was ever a time to use that, I think that was it.
That phrase is always inappropriate. There's no scenario that I have come across yet
Well, you just
where
said
playing that is appropriate.
You just said because that pocket is there.
Yeah.
It's pretty dang close. That's like in the same series.
Well, both players are playing pretty quick. I think Kendall's playing quicker.
Quicker?
But neither of them are hanging around, and they're not overly doing the safeties. They're playing safeties when they need them. The game right now is tied up, but after this ball goes down, I guarantee you it's not going to be tied up anymore. Lyle regains his lead. This is going hill.
How redundant. The pauses to then say exactly what you said. A pause ago.
Do you say that's what she said?
No, exactly what you said.
Oh.
Unless you're a she.
Well, you never know, do you? Well, actually, I do know. I checked.
You know, in your day you had Wonder Woman, but in today it's you wonder if it is a woman.
Now let's see if Lyle's got the got his break going. He's been blasting the balls all over. There's only one ball left in the bottom half of the table. But the first shot's not obvious. What do you do here, Mace?
I think you play it behind the 9-7 and just
Play
kind of
safety.
Yeah.
No thoughts of cutting the one ball into the pocket.
Not with where the 6 is sitting.
Yeah, it's... Well, not sure exactly what he was playing there, but it didn't work. And no, Goebel didn't sneak behind the 4. Two ball's got a clean pocket. It's quite thin on the one ball here, so I don't know if he can snick this in and
Hold
the cue ball, or does he have to let it fly? Look at that. Yeah, the cue ball's got way more speed. Up and down, incredibly hit the rail and didn't hit a single ball, which is somewhat remarkable.
Quite remarkable. We may look at that one again in a second here.
And he's got to stroke this one good too.
Well struck.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Draw back. nicely on the 3. Which pocket for the 4 ball, Mace?
I think it may go in the side.
Gonna zip a long route around the table to get there.
Yeah, so you might opt to take the combo instead.
4-5 combination. Yeah, that's what he's looking at here. He'd like to be nice and straight on it, and it's so close to where the 3 is. It just seems kind of simpler. It is a missable shot if you don't get nice and straight on it. Of course, it's still missable if you get straight on it, but it's a lot easier if they're all in line and you can see it better. Because there is a good distance between the 4 and the 5. If you miss it slightly in one direction, the 5 ball can brush off the 6, so that half of the pocket is a little bit bigger. And he's got to be careful here. So if he's thinking about rolling the 3 ball in and following to the side rail, he wants to give it enough that the cue ball comes off the rail and gets nice and straight on the 4. He's going to be further away from the 4 ball than he would like. And you've got to be real careful that you don't miss the 3 ball when you're doing that. Really got to bear down and make sure you get the 3 in the pocket.
Yeah, a nice angle there. He's checking there if he cuts the combo into the 6, if it would go off the 6.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think if you do hit it on that side, you've got a little bit of extra path that can still go into the pocket. So the 6 ball can help. But he hit it on the wrong side. Oh, no, he didn't. He
just kind of relied on it too much without committing.
Well, and that shows us, right, if he'd cut it a little bit more than that, he would have hit the 6 and it would have gone in. So there was a dead spot, which he found in between shooting the combination clean and going off the 6. And that means the 6 wasn't really helping you there. You have to pick one. You've got to go one way or the other. So he's trying to find himself a constructive safety here.
Really shocked that he didn't try the triple combo, to be honest, even though that's a ridiculous sounding thing to say.
Well, it does sound ridiculous, but that shot he shot there kind of had to pop out if it hit the 5 ball. And the thought of hitting it so thin to miss the 5 ball and hit the rail and then sneak in behind him meant that your cue ball was not staying on the top rail, so you were never really going to hook him that way. So here's another controlled kiss. He's going to bump the 6 ball. To keep everything nicely in line. Yeah, he's getting up for a second little thought here. He's got to make sure you understand the speed right here. It's got to be hard enough that the 6 ball makes it to the pocket and soft enough that you don't lose the cue ball and behind the 9 ball. And so he knew he was going to be long, and that's exactly where he wanted to be.
Yeah, he held it
Gonna
nicely.
be happy with that. So Lyle gets a 2-game lead again. Both players are past the halfway point. And definitely the break has been one of the factors in this match. And it seems that Lyle has been getting some good results from his break shots.
Yeah, I would agree.
And he controlled the cue ball well there.
Yeah, and then it just got nudged.
Yeah, it got kicked eventually, but it did just stop right after impact.
Yep, and left himself good on the one.
Yeah, you couldn't. Again, another good result from the break. Looks like the 3 ball does clear into the corner pocket past the 9. So that means he's just going to roll this 1 ball gently into the pocket to get straight on the 2. Just to make sure that he stays pretty close to straight on the 2. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to follow forward and get on the 3. You know, often in shots they say you don't want to be straight, but in this one you do. Makes a little magic touch with the secret chemical that he's patented it and just touches it on that spot on the pool table over there so that when the ball hits it, it stops.
You say I talk wacky.
Let's see if he hits that spot. Well, it's a game of millimeters. He's got to find a way to get on the pink 4. He's
on the 3 now.
He's got to decide whether he's snicking or making contact with the 9 or not. Probably draw, I think, gently. Make sure you don't hit the 9. We'll see what he thinks. Ah, okay. And yeah, he was straight enough. He decided to just draw back. Not out of the woods yet. Doesn't really like it. But I think even with that angle, can he just throw this in with right hand spin and
Can he?
softly? Can he hit it soft enough that he doesn't, Z-banking across the table?
Can he softly?
After he's hit 2 rails, he doesn't want to go too much further. He's actually following, isn't it? He's not coming above the side pockets.
Strange.
He just wants to guarantee that he didn't scratch in one of them or overshoot it. Was going to leave himself a long shot on the 5. However, he's left Kendal a nice shot on the 4. There you go. Hit that perfect. And makes a decision right away which way he wants to go. And he got himself nice and straight on the 9. Pops that into the pocket. Reduces the lead to 1 game. Backwards and forwards. Forwards and backwards.
Oh, there's chalk.
Yeah.
Is that the box you were talking about?
No, that's another one.
Oh.
There's lots of chalk all over the place.
I wonder if my dad knows that.
So Lyle had a good break there and a good chance to run out and didn't get out. Gave Kendal a chance to get back. Kendall's not so happy with his rack here. Or the spot. I feel in a minute he's going to turn around and look at me and I'm going to run off and get a new spot. Of course, I do have my pool table installer, Mason, in the box with me. I might send him.
Your only pool table installer.
I got lots of pool table installers.
Now hiring.
We could use a couple more. And he is okay. So he's come away from the center line. Definitely got a better split on those. They look like they opened up really well.
Yeah, you got the one down too.
Yeah, the one had a couple of chances to go in, and eventually it got kicked in by the 2.
The 8
Not
fell
straight.
also.
Yeah, and he's not straight in on the 2, but
He likes to bank.
well, yeah, but it's not the best bank shot, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, so he is going to bank it in the side. Nope. He's not played safe. Oh, he actually probably played the 9 ball.
Wow.
He played it was quite a bold shot there, and it's a wise shot because it was he played it in a way that made it safe.
Your favorite.
He was
two-way.
he controlled the 2 ball to the top of the rail. He knew he was sending the cue ball
Let's take
down
a look
towards the
again.
9.
We missed it. I'm bad at the timing. I apologize.
So this is a really good shot. He deserved a little bit of luck there to hook him. You can't really call it luck because he was sending the cue ball down there, but he did give the 9 ball a chance. And I know that was part of one of the outcomes of that shot. But Plan B was he gave it a chance to go safe. So he's left Lyle a tricky one here.
Hello, Jeremy. Doing well. Thank you for asking. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, that was a tough kick shot. Couldn't get to it. Ball in hand to Kendal. Probably would have liked a little bit more angle on this 3. No, maybe not. That was perfect. Well, choosing a good little draw shot there instead of the sort of the soft rolly shots that might have offered themselves there. And beginning to feel a little bit better. Drush of adrenaline there.
Drush of Renlin.
That's right, you heard me. Roll this ball in. Just had a little bit more angle than he wanted on that shot. So, cut it in, bank it in, or draw onto the 9 ball. He's going to cut it in, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, good cut shot that.
Yes, it was.
Extends his lead back to 2 games. Yeah, and Kendall's going to be kicking himself over that 7 ball. He's got himself in good position there.
Yeah, again, controlled that cue ball pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be dry, and then all of a sudden 2 balls went in. Blasting the balls open. Root down to the 3 ball off this 2 ball. Fraught with danger.
I still am processing root down.
What route down would you pick here, Mason?
You mean route 2?
Safety.
Bank shot.
Oh, bank shot. Wow. Really? I don't think so. Look what he did with the cue ball. I think that was not supposed to go in.
No, I don't believe you wanted to do that.
Yep. And there's where that rule in 10 ball, that's where 10 ball and 9 ball are similar. If you'd played that shot in 10 ball and you accidentally make a ball, it ends up being the same as this, doesn't it? I guess that's the rationale. When I first heard that rule, I thought, well, how strange. Why would that be? A ball goes in and you're going to make me shoot again?
Yeah, this would be the exact
And this is the
moment
to make it the same. Well, he's had a couple of successful jump shots here. And he's had also one that he didn't get over. Yeah, he cleaned that. He got over that easily. He was way higher above the ball.
Well, yeah, the guy's like 7 feet tall.
Well, the ball starts on the bed of the slate and still has to
Oh,
jump.
I thought you meant he was above the ball.
Right. So it looks like he's just left this shot here on the 7. I don't think he has to bend it at all. Just got like a marksman.
No
fire it into
banana.
the corner.
No banana shot.
Nope. Control the speed of this draw shot.
Did you say like a marksman? I like that. Oh, wow.
He's okay.
How many replay shots do you think is going to have me giving the I forgot his name now. I can't think. Never mind. Matthew McConaughey, wow. At the end of him. Like I go, wow.
Well, do it after this 9 ball goes in. Because this is the one that counts.
Wow.
And that 7 ball that he shot hit 3 points, the corner points, 3 times. And went in. That 9 ball just didn't fall. Kendall sitting on the bench over there, taking a few deep breaths. This match is still well within his grasp. He knows he's going to get a chance. dry break. There's that chance.
There it is. Owen Wilson. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Owen Wilson says that. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that does
wow.
sound like him, not Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey is more like, all right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Beautiful bank
Wow.
shot.
I said it again. Wow.
Wasn't rewarded with a nice shot on the 2 here, but he's played that. I think can he get to the edge of that 2 ball, or did he get him? Lyle will tell us by his body language here. He's looking right at the 2, so I think he can catch the edge of the 2 ball here. Oh, now he's looking at the kick shot. Yeah, okay. Considering massing, so the edge of the 8 ball has just got him. He doesn't have a plain ball shot to catch the edge of the 2. Massing around the edge of the 8 doesn't really get him. Doesn't make the ball and doesn't get it safe. He's got a better chance at this, hitting the 2 nice and solid here. There's pockets for it to go in. There's ways for it to get safe, but you have to hit the 2 ball in order to earn the chance to get lucky.
Earn the chance. That could be I think that's your catchphrase. Earn the chance.
Earn the chance to get lucky. It's my next t-shirt. Okay,
You've
so
said a lot of things tonight that have tripped out my brain, I might add.
I think your brain was tripped out before you got in the box.
Well, that's true, but you're like, triggering it. Oh my god. My biasisms are coming in. That should have went. What is he doing? Does Lyle shoot with a white carbon shaft? Possibly, because it is a wheat state shaft, and I know that they have merged.
But it's black, I can tell.
Doesn't matter. It's a name.
Oh, really?
White. WHYTE.
Oh, really? It's not the color?
No, but they sell white versions of it also.
There is
white carbon shafts. And then there's black, white carbon shafts.
No, this is just getting too crazy.
Ooh. I tried to hit the replay with my left hand, and I was entangled with the cord.
Well, he's just made this a lot trickier, hasn't he?
Well, I'd say so.
He's got his jump cue out. This is a tough shot.
This sounds crazy, but on brand. If you aim and masse around the right side of the 7, if you make it, your cue ball is naturally going down towards the 5 ball.
Right.
So you get shape. Wow. I did it again. That's unlucky.
Well, yeah, he kicked at that. Wanted a more solid hit than that.
The way that it thin cut itself after slicing it was crazy.
So, these first 2 balls are all about getting on the 6 nice. And that's why he's deliberately left himself this angle. That's a good shot. Natural for the cue ball to go up table now. He's given himself a chance here on this 6 ball.
off by quite a bit. Let's take a look here at Lyle's kick. That really strangely thin cut off. See, for that to pass that 7, I mean, how crazy.
Yeah, he wanted to dig in deeper, didn't he? And maybe hit it a little softer. It would have hooked more before it got there.
Good shot there. He dug into the cue ball. Super nice.
Yep, he's got a not perfectly in line, but so he needs a good shot here. What was the longest lead that Lyle had before Kendal caught up?
I would say no more than... Oh, I don't know. Maybe was it 4 games? I don't know.
It might have been. It might have been. And that's exactly where they are right now.
I want to take another look at this 6 ball that Lyle shot. And if you really watch the cue ball, you can see how much he dug into the cue ball. You can see the spin. See how it, like, returned over itself? See what I'm talking about? Take another look. Watch the cue ball. It does, like, one slow motion backwards turn.
Oh.
And that's about it.
Just slides all the way there.
Yeah, it just slides all the way to the
So
shot.
really it was hardly a draw at all, was it? It was a stun.
Right. A stun
And
with some right
and
English.
some spin, yeah. Well, that cue ball just stopped dead, but it's funny that, isn't it? You control the cue ball like that, and that's the balls react the least favorably. Well, have we had any push-outs? Are they playing with no push-out rule?
Maybe the way that
Because I've seen that a couple of times now in this match where they've gone at balls where they could push out, but of course you don't have to. There is good reason to kick at that one ball and A, if you feel confident you're going to hit it, and B, there's things that can go, you can get lucky. You can make the ball, and of course if that's what you're aiming for, that's not even luck, and it can go safe. Whereas if you play a push out, neither of those good things can happen. He's going to have to negotiate a kiss on the 7 ball here. Make sure it doesn't cause him to lose position. Can he avoid the 7 altogether? Maybe just roll it in soft.
I think so, yeah.
And miss the 7. Yeah, better.
You know, he does that really well. He's hit that shot a few times, drawn straight back.
And he's got to do the same thing here, really, doesn't he? He's got to play a nice draw back. He's going to brush across the side rail at the same time. But speed is kind of critical here. He's going to try and get nice on the 5 ball in the side. And that's going towards the 5. I wanted to catch that a little bit deeper. He's shooting this quickly, so I think he's thin, snicking this. And in 9 ball, of course, you can play both these balls. Is he thin snicking this in the side, or is he kissing the 8 in? Perhaps both.
Your favorite.
There you go. 8 ball goes
Two-way
straight
shot.
in. He gets them both. And he's come up just high enough, I think. Another inch, he'd have been happier, but just got to decide whether he can just roll this 6 ball in and stay on this side of the 7, or whether the cue ball's going to have enough speed and he's going to have to go to the other side of the 7. Mace, what do you think?
Yeah, I would come one rail over, I think.
Bump the 7. Well, he's come a little bit short there. Little tester here. Hard of the pocket and the cue ball safe.
Nice shot. And I want to show that carom double shot where he cut the ball and caromed the 8 at the
And not only
same
that, but
time.
Drew, knowing that he could draw off the 8 ball. Now watch the draw on this shot to get position. Really nice. I'm surprised Kendal hasn't tried over to the side rail here, because Lyle's breaks have been opening up really good. He's whacking right at the center of the cue ball, at the 1 ball. But he's left a starter. Not an easy one.
Yeah, and that was off by quite a bit.
Yeah, he's left a nice little shot here. I feel that, correct me if I'm wrong, but after snicking off this 1 ball, making this combination, the cue ball can just nicely go between the 3 and the 8 end up table on the 2. Does that look about right?
But you got to play the 1 first.
Oh, yeah. What am I thinking? Get in position on the 2.
Wow.
Why did he put inside English on that shot?
To make the 8, I think.
And then completely, yeah. Negative, Captain. That is what we call a fluke. And this is why 10-ball players hate 9-ball.
Yeah.
Well, what comes around goes around.
In the words of Justin Timberlake.
That's right. Well, not bad except for... Go on then, Mason. Except for what?
He pushed the 4 into the 2.
Attaboy. Glad you're paying attention. Thought you were going to fall asleep there for a minute.
I am having trouble forming sentences.
You were having trouble sitting still in your chair. Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. Is that like Winnie the Pooh? Does Winnie the Pooh say that?
Negative, Captain.
Oh, dear. Yeah, huh? Isn't it?
Well, anyone might say, oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. Maybe, yeah. This is not sitting at all good for Lyle. He thinks he can bend around it. He's going to presumably masse around and hit the side rail and come back. Did not escape the gaze of the 4-ball. So, what do you think? Kiss shot on the 9-ball right away just to get this rack over?
That's what I'd be doing.
Would you?
I don't know.
I could play a combination 2-9 right now. No, that'd be silly. Well, he's
like
played
he goes,
position as if he's going to shoot the 3-ball. And why not?
That was smoother. He didn't try to force it, even though it looked like it was a shot that needed to be forced. He didn't. Oh, bother. Yeah, that's right. Oh, bother. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bother. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, bother.
I never understood why they named a bear Pooh.
I never understood how the bear could talk.
I bought my kids a themed cooking book for kids, a Winnie the Pooh themed cooking book, and the title of the book was, and this is no joke,
Cooking with Pooh.
Cooking with Pooh.
Pooh.
Well,
yeah, they should have said cooking with a weenie. Right?
yeah.
Right.
Then people would think you're talking about Mandela.
Oh, God.
Do you know who Winnie Mandela is?
That was the best break by him tonight, and I don't know that he got on the one.
Yeah, it doesn't. He's not on the one. I mean, he can see the one.
And he likes to bank.
There is. He's pretty much straight on it, isn't he? It looks like. Straight cross corner. Stop shot.
I like to put a little right on this shot. Just a stun right.
Oh, what a shot. Hit the button.
Calm down, Hitler.
Oh, how did he scratch? Did he just go straight into the side pocket?
Let's take a look
I
again.
thought he avoided that. Oh, I did. As a well-controlled shot, good speed. A fraction harder than perfect.
So, like, couldn't a fraction be 7/8? And
Well.
be like,
Yeah. I suppose to really make that phrase work, you've got to say a small fraction. 10/8 is a fraction too. That's bigger than 1. Maybe we should do it in French. Petit morceau. Too much.
Every ball is a rail.
Stop that.
that's just the sign that we're getting out of control. When I play that,
Speaking of
Means you're not
control,
making
can you play a
sense.
little kiss on the 7 ball, or can he draw behind it? No, he's going to draw. You don't want to kiss the 7.
I think I do like to kiss the 7.
No, he played that little draw shot. Little stun over nicely. A little bit short on this one too. This happened before. Last time he
Did you just say that?
Deja vu. Last time he played a good thin snick shot. Got himself out of trouble. Yeah, he played that well with inside English. But he's now... Well, I was going to say he's got to bank this ball, but he really could cut this one in too. You like the bank here better? Or do you cut this in, Mace?
I'm typically a cut guy.
Yeah, you cut a lot of things in, don't you? You snick them in.
Well, if you think about it, you're aiming at 1 point instead of 2 points.
Boy's got a point. Decided to go no aim and
Four
shoot
rails.
the ball. 4 rails. Oh my god. That was almost 4 rails. Well, he was pretty much dead in between the 2 possible shots there. That goes in.
Wobbled in, yeah.
Doesn't matter if it hits the points on the way in. If it drops, it still counts. Those are the rules.
MH, you want to know the most important part of a joke? Timing.
That's good. Well, he's opened them up good. Spread them over the table, but not making a lot of balls on the break. Yeah, he was asking a lot there. It was a little masse shot to bend around the edge of the 5 ball.
Andrews from us? No, we are not.
What was the question?
He said, are we sure Mason doesn't have any kids?
And you said no, we're not. I'm speechless.
No, he's talking about all the dad jokes that I'm giving throughout the night.
Oh, Dad jokes. All right. Kendall's not going to waste any time here. He's got himself a nice lay of the balls.
Oh, he went for the 9.
Yeah, well, at least he still has a shot on the 5, which is why it was somewhat okay to do that. And there we go. He's in perfect position, so no harm done. Trying to make the 9 ball.
He's asking if Lyle does not jump or if they agreed on no jump cues. And
No, Lyle's made a couple of good jump shots already in this match.
yeah,
What we haven't seen in this match at
that was a
all
good shot.
is push-outs. What we have seen is people being hooked and kicking their way out of being hooked after the break.
What we haven't seen is
You do know when you start a sentence, you're supposed to,
finish it.
Now that shot there on the 9 is not going to make Kendall feel that great, but he's happy that it went in.
That's 2 in a row now, really.
But it went in, and that means he's still in this match. 1, 2, 3, another 3-pointer. And sometimes it's the way, isn't it? If you feel your things aren't going right, but you still manage to scrap your way into a position in the match where you still have a chance.
Yeah, sometimes
then
it gives you more confidence.
Well, yeah, you've survived that, and you know you're going to... You just might start playing a lot better, like you normally do. But it's going to hurt if you can't make a ball on the break. That's another wide open table with the balls spread all over that he's turned over to Lyle for first chance.
He's on the rail.
He's done pretty well off the rail so far in this match. You're off the rail.
Totally.
Well, it's always tough when you're on the rail. Ain't those shots, it is tough. And that one wasn't good enough. It's got some balls to navigate here. Am I right in thinking you just try and hit this super thin so you can just drift back down
Yes.
right where the white one ball just came from?
Just like that.
Cheat the very edge of the pocket. Lost control of that draw shot a little bit. Needs good recovery here. No, that was
It's not bad.
part 1 of the good recovery.
Not bad, but not great.
Oh, he's still going like the Energizer Bunny. There you go. That's part 2 of the recovery.
Almost. Just barely. I'll tell you what.
You say just barely because you were talking about Winnie the Pooh earlier.
Yes. Yeah, my wordplay is sick. I connect words from 30 sentences ago.
You should be a rapper. You're a rapper.
What, like for candy?
Oh
my God.
How did he find the side pocket there? Your rap name could be Crazy. I've always thought that about you. So Lyle here just trying to pick the angle that he wants. 8 ball right in the middle of the table. It's thinner than he wanted to be. So he's got to just be more careful here that he actually makes the ball soft. Softly. Well, Lyle puts in another 9 ball. That takes him to 17 to 14. From Lyle's point of view, this is the moment you'd like to kick in and break and run one. From Kendall's point of view, he needs a chance in this rack here. Well, there's a good open break that also is dry. Tricky shot, this. There
Yeah,
you go,
nicely
perfect.
done.
And he got the speed nice. Good shot.
That's
So the
nice too to land on. The
Yeah, because he's left himself that angle deliberately, hasn't he? So he can come up. 4 ball is the last big sort of main challenge here. Looks like he's hit that well. Is he going to get nice and straight on this ball? He's good. Well, it's gone safe. And he's jumping this one too. He definitely likes to jump. Oh, no, he's actually
this is
massive. It's a
massive,
massive.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
he's bending around the edge of the 6 ball.
banana.
Not banana-y enough. Yeah, now if Kendall can take these balls out, he's going to know that he's still well in this match.
Nice shot there.
Draw shot. Yeah, perfect. Nicely. Came down table nicely to make this next transition back up to the 9 easier. And accidentally drew that one too.
Made it hard, yeah.
But here we are. Leaves yourself a kick shot for glory.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it onto the highlight tape with this shot here.
Right.
There you go. Good recovery. That one makes it to the highlight tape. All right, but he got away with it. Made a good recovery there. Slams into the pack here and
Didn't get anything.
with reckless abandon. Again, they opened up really, really well.
And the 2-9 sitting there.
And when the balls break out that good and you spew tables up table to the other end, and you keep feeling you're just not getting your fair share of balls going into pockets, it's tough to give up on a break that's opening them up so well. Of course, it's the worst thing you can do, really, isn't it? Just give a nice layout to your opponent.
Yeah, and he's had this shot before.
Well,
so
he went for a 9-ball combination, which he regretted last time because he missed it.
kind of plays a certain
But
amount.
in this one, a little bit easier.
Yes, definitely.
And didn't really have good options to shoot the 2 anywhere else anyway.
So I do want to put out there, too, it looks like there are spots available for the tournament tomorrow. So
Mhm.
if you're still up with us and want to make a venture down to or around to the Apple tomorrow.
And your Fargo rating is less than 500
Yeah,
because it is a 499 and under.
then come on down.
And we also encourage the 399 and unders to come on in too because they get
We've
a
been watching
special
this on
advantage.
replay for a while. Let's watch it one more time since we've watched it 5 times in a row without realizing it.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
What a shot.
Can we get back to the game now?
Yeah,
Lyle did break.
What a shot.
And this rack right here, Kendall really needs. Lyle is 2 games away, which means he's winning 1 more game puts him in a really strong position. And Kendall's only 5 games back, so from the finish line, anything can happen. Kendall's got to get his break going and get a roll or 2, and take advantage of his next opportunity. But Lyle's going to stay aggressive, and Lyle knows he's getting close. And something tells me that he's going to focus just a little bit harder. But this rack's not a gimme because the 7 ball doesn't go past the 9. The 4 ball does go past the 6 in the side. But in doing so, he kind of has a bit of a challenge getting on the 6. And even when he gets on the 6, he's just got to decide whether he's happy playing a 7-9 combination. So the angle he's got on this pink 4 ball in the side pocket, and the fact that he's done it a couple of times before in this match, I suspect he's going to put a good draw on this ball, draw to the side rail and bounce off. Well, what he's looking at there is the line where he doesn't draw a lot and come back, and he's just content to leave himself an angle on the 6 in the side pocket. Yeah, okay, so he didn't want to do anything too crazy. He's on what you'd call the wrong side of this 6 ball, so he's not going to be able to do anything positionally. I mean, I say that. Yeah, he's looking. That 7 doesn't go past the 9, does it, Mason?
It looks like it. Yeah, it's pretty tight. I'm not exactly sure. At first, I would have said yes, but you know, it
Yeah,
just
I just don't
might.
know.
It just might.
Drag forward with a hope it throws a little bit and just cut it to just miss the 7. But if you catch the edge of this 9 ball, it is not going in.
Yeah, that 9 ball is
And that's-
aggravating his
That's the key.
periphery.
And if you hit it really soft, as long as you miss the 9 ball and hit it super soft, you may end up with a safety.
I heard Mark Wilson say that one time. The 9 ball is aggravating his periphery.
Aggravating his periphery vision. Interesting.
Even if the 7's clean, the 9 ball is aggravating his periphery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it like jogs you out of the shot.
Or is he just going to play the 7-9 combination?
Just might. He just might.
Yeah. Look at that shot.
Except for
There was 2 parts to that, and he got them both. He rolled it in. He played it at such a speed that it would have gone safe if that 7 had hung. I think the cut-induced throw probably helped drag it around a little bit. And if it was too much to ask, try not to freeze on the 9 just in case you actually make it. That part.
he forgot about.
Is obvious in hindsight, but might not have thought about before. Still got a shot here. And he's already played a few shots here where he's been bridging over balls. So he's going to give this a good old chance to go in. Little touch, cue ball fouls only. Now, what if it touched the cue ball? If you nick the 9 ball and it touches the cue ball?
Foul.
There we go. Just hangs up.
Wow.
This is the lifeline that Kendal needed. If Kendal can put these 2 balls away, which I'm sure under normal circumstances he's likely to do. 16-18.
Sounds a lot closer than I'd have expected it to sound.
Yeah. That's right. You scrap through all that other stuff, and if you somehow survive it and you're still alive.
Well, holding somebody on their big to have 2 games left, you know, holding.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's
is
been the Lyle show, doesn't it, the whole way? But the scoreline, there's only 2 games in it. And if Kendal can use this next rack just to sort of reset or just make himself, get out of this next rack and make himself feel better. He's going to be in striking distance of tying it up again.
If anybody's watching, just peep in here. Just say hi.
So a new rule, you're not allowed to touch any of the buttons.
I don't know why. It's better than Saying nothing.
Well, say something.
I can't make words. I told you that.
Okay, so Kendal is going to the side now. And follows straight into the side pocket. So as often the case in a lot of these racks in 9-ball, the first shot is kind of the key shot. And with ball in hand, he should be able to get what he wants here. But just trying to decide which pocket he wants to shoot the 2-ball in. It does have 3 pockets available. And the angle he's putting that cue ball on this shot here tells you he is going to be sending the cue ball probably quite close to that side pocket. And that's why he was probably too extra cautious that he didn't hit that shot with enough speed to get there. Got a shot on this too. He's really got to sort of punch this sideways, doesn't he? Make sure he doesn't draw into the side pocket. Make sure he doesn't roll forward and end up kissing into the 7 after he hits the side rail. But this is a little draw, isn't it, Mace?
Yeah. I think he might play safe here, or I would. Just stop it behind the 9. I don't like going at this so much.
Oh, he did follow and went.
But he hit it beautifully.
He picked a different path and he was able to avoid all the balls. And hit it just soft enough that he's still on the 3. So good shot. And Lyle kind of overspun that shot. He put a lot of spin on that shot. Too much for that angle. Because he was trying to get a little bit further down the table for the 4. But it wasn't the natural spin to pocket that ball. And Kendal needs a good recovery here. Yeah, he'd left himself tough on that 4-ball. And we've got, I didn't realize in the crowd over there watching this match, undefeated King Little John is no longer king. We got Lyle is the defending king. Lyle's created himself a little problem here on the 6-ball. And this is a big rack in the context of this match. This rack would get Lyle on the hill. And if Kendal wins it, 17-18. Breaking. Good chance to draw level. What do you shoot here, Mace?
Cutting it down.
Cut it all the way down.
It's a smart shot.
Yeah, it was a safety. So here you've got to choose if you're going one rail or behind it and hitting 2 rails. The problem with the 2 rail shot is sometimes that cue ball just shoots straight into the side, into the corner pocket.
Well,
after
he's got out that he's jumping.
he's jumping. Okay, so jump bank, I think, is what he's playing here. Look at this shot. Oh my goodness, that was so close. That kind of sums up how this match has gone for Kendal so far. It's a valiant effort, but no cigar.
They're both
Well,
overrolling.
yeah, he lost that one, didn't he? All of a sudden, 1 ball later, his position doesn't look easy. Got a choice, doesn't he? He can still thin cut it in the side, or he's got bank shots. And the safeties are tough. Ah. Well, that was a really good shot. That was a really good shot. Yeah, he recovered well there.
Yeah, he did.
Got a good view of his bridge hand there in this camera angle. It's hard to imagine that anybody could play this good like that. And if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, Lyle takes advantage of that, and he gets on the hill. 1 rack away from maintaining his crown. And the positional side of that shot was nice too. So the Kendal fans are out there, fingers crossed, hoping for one more wide open dry break. But Lyle would like to leave Kendal in his chair here and finish the rack. And 9 ball breaks count as a ball potted. It'll come back out. It's a good break. I like that rule, that it's not a win on the break. Made 2 balls. First shot is a tester. And with the 6 ball and the 9 ball frozen together like that, he may be thinking, well, I wonder if he can cut this ball in and end up going 2 rails and playing a kiss on the 6. Or inside English 1 rail and playing a kiss on the 6. Well, that is a bodged. Was he going for the shot there? The 2 ball, the 1 ball?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, my first thought he must have been playing safe, but he really didn't really look like a safety, did it? He's enjoying this so much, he doesn't want it to be over. Now Kendall's got the same question.
Wow. Did you see the way that reversed out?
Yeah, and that's pretty much exactly how he played it, because he knew that he couldn't really play the kiss there because he wouldn't get shape on the 3. So he played good position on the 3. The next question is, well, I don't think with that angle he's going to hit it this time either. Wrong. He went for it. It's all right. Plan C. He's still in control, still at the table. Do you see any way to continue this run, Mace?
Yeah, I think he's got the angle to hit it with top and come right into it. But I think the safety is the smarter shot. But I think the top English, with this angle, you can force it maybe a little right. Might get lucky here in between for a bank shot.
Yeah, that was tough. You know, I felt that he was going to go for it too, because I didn't think he wants to go out playing safeties. He likes to shoot the ball. And the billiards gods say we're not done yet. Lyle's totally hooked on this 6 ball. He's got his jump cue out again. He's played a few good ones already. The problem here, he actually, with that jump cue, he's getting a lot of height. And you've got to be careful you don't lose the cue ball here. Really, you kind of have to land on the 6 to control it, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, he got a good hit. And he didn't lose the cue ball off the table. But that's not going to help him feel good about the fact that he has given Kendal a chance here. And one thing I guarantee you is Kendal is not giving up. He knows he's actually not that far away, and he knows how to shoot. So he's just going to keep on going. He's going to focus on this 9 ball into the pocket.
And I just want to take another look at this angle that, if you watch the cue ball, I think it's really wild from this 2 ball that he hit earlier. Watch the cue ball and how close he gets to that 4.
Wow. That's incredible. He went behind the 4 ball, back in and out without touching it. That was amazing. So he wants to protect the cue ball here.
Sent it wild anyway,
Well, a little
and
bit, and it got
all
kicked.
right.
But he's made a ball.
Yep, and you can see the 1.
He'd love a nicer shot on the 1, but he can
But
see
beggars
it.
can't be choosers.
Yeah. Cut shot or bank.
I think the bank is safer for the cue ball. It also allows you to leave your cue ball long, I guess,
Yeah.
if you miss it.
I mean, there might be a safety shot here, but it's tough too. There you go. Now he's hoping it gets a little awkward with the 1-4, and it
Yeah.
has.
It's a little awkward. I don't know that it's super
It
awkward.
didn't line straight up. It can be made, this combination, but it has to be struck just right. And you're kind of letting the cue ball fly, and the 1 ball, because it's got to cut the 4 ball in, going to bounce into the rail. So a lot of balls moving on this shot. So it makes it a little tougher to predict accurately exactly how you're going to get shape on the 1 if you make this 1-4 combination. And given all that, you've got to focus really hard on making this 4-ball because it's a sort of off angle. He's cutting it backwards. There's a lot going on in this shot. Yeah, and he didn't like it. So he played a safety. That's not really a good safety either. I feel that he was trying to hit that harder and get the cue ball down behind the 3.
Yeah, he's got to watch the cue wall here.
Another attempt at a bank shot.
And I think that the 1-9 is on a little bit. I don't know if you want to do that.
No. Goodness, no.
You don't think so?
I mean, look at the
lands
overhead.
so
That's
straight.
Tiny. To shoot the 9-ball?
Yeah, it's so straight.
Yeah, no. You'd be cutting the 1-ball in.
Yeah, definitely I would be. I was just saying. Hit it good.
Yep. Well, interrupted by a little bit of shoe maintenance. What the hell is that sticking to the back of my foot? Lyle slings it into the corner. Piece of bubble gum or something, I don't know.
These New Zealanders have a snooker stance.
No doubt. Yeah, in New Zealand they have all the same stuff they have in England, which is snooker tables and what you would call British pool tables.
And a goofy accent.
Well, we think they have a goofy accent too. Good day, mate. Put a shrimp on the barbie. So he didn't want to get too straight on this 5-ball. It's got an angle. Probably if you had ball in hand, you'd give yourself a little bit more of an angle.
Got an angle.
It's not quite a natural angle just to roll this 5-ball in and get on the 6, is it?
I think it is.
It is. Well, I stand corrected.
I mean, I could be wrong. Shoot an angle to leave an angle, you know?
Oh, yeah? Where'd you learn that?
Is that what you said earlier?
Well, in so many words. I didn't use that wonderful phrasing that you just used.
Thank you.
That's kind of what I was trying to say, yeah. Huh. Looked like he was lining up to bank that 6-ball. Because he doesn't like his chances of getting on the 7 if he cuts it all the way up the rail. And maybe there's a kiss on the 9-ball, which is unnecessary. Oh, that's a misguided safety.
Oh my god. Table almost rolled out there.
That's pretty much exactly where he played that ball.
We'll look at it again.
Lifeline to Kendal. He's going to do well now, I can tell, because he's turned his hat backwards.
Yeah.
He's a whole different man.
Right. Jesus Christ.
All right, folks, we have a match for you. We are not done yet. Do not change the station.
Yeah, and I want to look at this angle here. Watch the cue ball.
That's it.
Just like here. See, it's then it like twisted
a little bit.
just a little. I would have been so internally raged if I were shooting and had that happen.
Yeah. And Kendall is only one rack away and breaking. He could use
Pretty
a
decent squat on the
friendly
cue ball on that
nudge. There we go. He needs needs the balls going.
one. And then the 5. And that 9, if you notice, is back in that corner.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be...
Seems to always go in that corner.
Well, I was going to say 6-9 combination, but you can't get to the 6 without doing something with the 3 first. Of course, the immediate problem is, does he have a shot on the 1 ball? Kind of looks like he doesn't quite have it, does he? Does he?
Does he? Fuzzy Wuzzy? Was a bear? Does he?
Yes, but Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair.
So I guess they are playing push shots, which makes the rest of the night very interesting.
Yeah.
Because why
that's right.
didn't they?
No.
Oh,
he
not?
just picked up the cue ball.
Oh.
Oh, and it did not go back to the same spot. Yeah. So Lyle was confused by that too.
Uh-oh.
He obviously didn't call push out loud enough that Lyle knew.
This is like the Shane Van Boning time foul.
And
scenario.
Lyle just assumed that was a clever little sort of deliberate foul, but it didn't really make sense to do that. Yeah. And Kendall's going over to asking Little John from the sideline, well, what do you do here? And Little John's answer is, well, it's a foul. It's a foul to pick up the cue ball.
Right. Patrick Glenn saying 90% of the time it goes hill all the time.
50% of the time, it happens every time. So it looks like he worked hard to get straight on the 3, but you really didn't want to be straight on the 3. He may have actually a nice angle where he can just follow here. Oh, he's drawing. Oh, that was sweet.
Look at the drawer.
Yeah, look at that draw. That was a good draw.
Look at the drawer. What do you keep in that drawer?
Keeps his best shots in that drawer.
That's a good one.
Gotta negotiate this one just right. Ball in hole. Nice pass for the cue ball. Looking good. No gimme yet when you're straight on the 6 like this. He's playing a spin shot. Zinging over. Look at that spin. So that was a good shot. He's still got his head in the game. And believe it or not, he has himself a good opportunity here.
Got it.
Fingers crossed. I shouldn't say it before he does it.
Get you.
Can you believe it? We have a tied up game, folks. It's hill. 19-19 in a race to 20.
90% of the time.
It works 10% of the time. Watch this shot. A lot of sort of latent spin on it. And once it hits the rail, zing over. That was really good. That was the key there. We're going to watch it one more time. Purely because Mason's got behind the controls and he's doing something else. Keeping you up, are we, Mace, or what?
Oh, my God.
Now, if you were making balls on the break, you'd say he'd have the advantage now. Hill, breaking.
You would say so, yeah.
And he's
90% of
Lyle
the time.
Lyle must have taken a little wonder, did he? I'm going to wait. 90% of the time. 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 90% It all comes down to this last rack. See who's going to win this week's King of the Hill match. And I'll tell you, if Kendal wins this, he's going to be focused and determined to come back next week and play a lot stronger. It's a flip of a coin. It really depends on this break, much of it.
Comes Lyle with his walk-in entrance angle that I've got going on here.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's actually pretty cool to watch the break. And look at that. Cue ball stopped in the middle of the table.
Yeah, and the 9 ball went. So if only that was a rule there.
So we now know that, yes, push-outs are allowed. We found that out in the very last rack. The first time we had one. It looks like we're going to have one in this match too, in this game too. Question is, where do you push out? Is there any way you can gain an advantage? Is there any shot that you're better at than your opponent?
Well, the way that the 2-6 is clustered too, you can kind of bank on it a little bit more.
So you can feel safer that you're not selling out. Or do you just kick at this and hope to...
He just called push.
Yeah, he waved his hand as if he was calling a safety, but of course that don't make sense in 9 ball, does it? No. Make sure that Lyle doesn't pick up the cue ball. Do you take this push or give it back? Is there a constructive shot here?
Just a safety.
Behind what?
The 2-6.
Sort of half ball cut and...
Yeah, if you can get on the inside angle.
You got to be careful you don't hit it too full and actually bust out the 6, right? Bank the 1 onto the 6 would be a mistake.
Yeah, it was a pretty good push.
It's tough to hit it that thin. But Lyle's got a plan here, otherwise he'd have given it back. Yeah, just missed the 6, but not really safe.
Well, but even because where this 2-6 is sitting, it's
right.
Like, what's the point?
Gotcha.
Like I almost play safety here, I think. And just clip the edge of the 1.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't scratch. That's one thing here.
Or if you do play the 1-7 combination, yeah, you're kind of forced into another safety. Unless you can use the 1 to get position on a really good safety on the 2.
I don't like actually how he's coming off this angle because I think that there's a chance on a scratch, but he hit it pretty good, man.
He's got his jump cue in his hand again. He definitely likes to jump rather than kick. He's shown that a bunch of times today. And he clears with that purple heart jump cue of his. He does clear the balls with some good height. Can he get it to come down in time, though, and control this cue ball and the 1 ball? Good hit.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of in a limbo. There's a certain amount of odd play that...
Because of the 2 ball.
Yeah. So it's like, still doesn't matter. None of it.
So, yeah, you can... And that means
and
you
I
can...
play it behind the 2-6.
Right.
Yeah.
You can go for that, and if you miss...
Ooh, go for the 9.
Right.
Bank at the 9.
Why not?
Play
It's a free shot.
Look at that.
Oh, okay. So it's not quite the position he was after, but I was wondering, though, if you did have a shot on the 1 that you could...
yeah. And when you skim these edges, you really got to watch that your cue ball doesn't go in the pocket.
Well, it's not going in the pocket, but... Probably wanted to be behind the 3 ball. If it had a different angle on that 2-ball, you could have played a shot where you just freeze behind the 6 somehow. So I feel there was safeties to be had there from different positions, though, not from where he was. Big shot, this. Tied up. It's got a half shot into the corner pocket here.
Yeah.
If he
Just
played
made it
that-
interesting again.
Yeah, if he played that shot right and it was tough, that could have been match ball.
Clustered up the 5-9 now
Yeah,
and the 4-3.
And the plot thickens.
I think that 5-9 combo might bank dead in the corner.
That'd be a fun way to end the match, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So he's trying to get back down
Watch
behind
the
his
cue
3-ball.
Watch the cue ball.
He's not scratching. And he's good. Has not left this alleyway for Lyle. So Lyle's turning around and going to get his jump cue again. He doesn't have any problem getting over these balls. But it's a kind of a shot where you are shooting to make it, but really if you do make it, it doesn't do you a lot of good. So in a way, you're better off doing what he did.
There's an opportunity here.
Does that 2-ball go past?
Yes, it does.
It's got a nice little window there. Does he
You
have
just got to look at where this 5 goes. He's looking at if it can go in the side.
just got a hair of an angle on this 2-ball so he can stay on the 3 into the same pocket.
Still a tough shot. It's
Yeah,
almost tempting to
right.
play safe. You
And-
know, just in a certain way. Make sure you control everything.
Okay, forward better, yeah.
But he hit that nicely. So he's really got to look at this 5 here. Where's the angle?
I mean, he might, if he wants, kiss the 5 right now.
Yeah, it brings him into trouble, though, I
Yeah.
bet.
You got to get possession, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he played a smart shot there. He's actually got himself a nice angle where he can break it now. And if he hadn't, he could have set for a safety.
It's just, I think
now that
better-
he's got this angle, he's go right at the 5 ball here.
It's just, I think, better to not try and break it.
Yeah.
And because if you don't get your shape, you can just play safe.
Sure.
You know?
And actually, that was better. He's shown us that the 5 goes in the side. And he
Right,
put
right,
position
right,
on
right.
it. So. And he's pushed through that 10 ball nicely. He's negotiated the
9 ball.
The 9 ball, yeah. Negotiated the kisses.
I can't believe I'm awake enough to determine that you said 10 instead of 9.
There you go. Good shot.
Yep, now it's just a little stun back. Draw shot. Looks like he's rolling, and I'm not into that concept.
Wow.
But he played the double kiss
He
off
got-
of it.
He got a friendly double kiss. And he's going to bear down and focus on these 2 balls.
Almost overhit it,
And
really. Can be scary.
Just the same way that Dan Coppins, it was hard to imagine him losing last week. It's hard to imagine Lyle winning this, losing this. He kind of stormed off to a nice lead there, close to the end. Kendal came back.
Well, and I know my dad is going to really like that one, I'm sure.
Well, he's going to be happy that he scrapped through it, and it can only
Yeah.
get better from here.
Yeah, because you know,
and
still not
if
a
you can-
solid match, but
Kendal will be the first one to tell you that wasn't his best match.
right. But you know how it feels to pull it through. Yes, so.
And Lyle must feel gutted. Lyle now knows how Dan Coppins felt last week.
Right. What to quote Justin Timberlake?
What comes around goes around.
Just kidding.
Well, thanks for watching, folks. We appreciate you staying up with us on a Friday night to watch King of the Hill. Come back next week. We've got another King of the Hill match. Kendal will be defending his newly acquired crown. And, of course, on Sunday we have our usual batch of matches, starting with the Queen of the Hill. on Sunday afternoon. We've got the Jesters matches and the Knights matches all on Sunday. We've got a lot of good pool coming up. We've got our $3.99 and $4.99 and under pool tournament tomorrow, which I'm assuming is going to be at some point streamed. Is that correct, Mason?
I think so. I do believe so.
Can't imagine they wouldn't turn it on, even without commentary, but I bet there'll be people who want to commentate. So that starts pretty much, well, once the Calcutta's done at some point before noon. That tournament's going to be starting, and that'll be going pretty much all day, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. Good luck to everybody.
If they let you play in it.
Yep. Good luck.
But thanks for watching. See you next week, and
Bye-bye.